turn on the stadium lights. We roar loud, loud, we don't back down. Panther hearts beat in this town. Break it down now, play by play. We live for the fight every game day. From Bryce Hughes to the roaring crew, black, silver, blue, we're coming through. Dave's got the plays to keep us alive. Bryce slings it deep like a Panther dive. We break it down, stats and scores. Postgame heat that leaves you wanting more. Live after the whistle blows. Feel the energy, it grows. Break it down now, play by play. We live for the fight every game day. From Bryce Hughes to the roaring crew, black, silver, blue, we're coming through.
Aren't you glad football's back? I am. Oh my gosh. That was so amazing. That was the most amazing thing ever. The Carolina Panthers got smoked again. What's new? Oh Lord. You're listening to the C3 Panthers postgame show. Carolina Panthers fall 26-10 on the road to Jacksonville to a bad team. The Carolina Panthers look like the worst team in the league. Right now, I was looking at some of the pre-chat and everybody's already talking about the draft of next year. That's where we're at, folks. That's it. That's all I say. What's up, man? Thanks for joining the show. The number's 252-228-5098. Cody Light, my wheel man. How are you doing,
Man, hello. Let me tell you. Listen, dude, this past Tuesday, I gave my prediction that the Carolina Panthers would win 4 games in the 2025 season. I got called crazy. I got called a hater. No, y'all will call me a realist, the only one looking at this team with a fresh set of eyes. Dude, I wore my Bryce Young jersey today. I don't know if y'all can see it. I might never wear this fucking thing again, bro. It was abysmal. As always, the best thing about football Sundays is that we get to be here with the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube for your regularly scheduled therapy sessions. Tony Dunn, I'm going to be as real as I can be today. I'm going to tell y'all what I saw, what I think the problems were, and where I think this team is going forward. And it does not look good.
You're listening to the C3 post-game show. The number's 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, hang out with us on Tuesday nights and Friday nights and after every game when we're collectively sad. CK, good to be sad with you again for another year.
Man, yeah, good to be here. We kind of came into this game somewhat excited about this season. Now it just feels like we're all somewhat deflated. I have a lot of takes about today, and the concern that I have is how weird and how quick that one game has erased all the goodwill that we had moving into the season, like all of it, right? Nobody is talking about, Bryce Young, maybe he should, he look how good he did at the end of last year. Nobody is talking about, Dave Canales being, kind of getting this team on his back and everybody loving to play for this guy. Nobody's talking about that anymore. Everybody's talking about how he got out coached by a first-year head coach, how Bryce Young went out there and looked below average. We talk about how every single player on this offense seems to have failed with drops from Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Xavier Legette, Tedero McMillan, Hunter Renfrow, JT Sanders, like legitimately drops across the board, not to mention Bryce Young throwing 2 interceptions. Cody's point should have been 3, but should have been only 2 if you want to get technical with that third one that you're saying. But nonetheless, it's just it's difficult to be a Panthers fan and have to go into next week and the next 17 weeks knowing that this is what we're putting out on the field. There's some flashes that we saw. If we're going to be paying top dollar for a cornerback, it's good that he ended up getting an interception in a game that seemed lost in the moment, but and trying to give us an opportunity to get a spark going. And it just seems like at every single chance there was a failure at every level, not just on the offense or defense.
Yeah.
Big shout out to the people in the chat already throwing their support. Nervash with it's year 3 for Bryce. No more excuses, as well as he went on And with a $5 super chat, also said 3 turnovers for Bryce. Can you imagine if that pick 6 counted for a 4th? 3 bad first games in a row for Bryce Young. Bryce Young has not had a good debut for the Carolina Panthers yet. CK, you talked about the will and the erosion of the will and the excitement and the immediacy of just one game, one bad game. I think, though, where really if that happens that quickly, that we never really trusted the enthusiasm. That's for me. I'm going to tell you this is I had to manufacture any enthusiasm and optimism for this team. Not because I just thought they were going to be terrible, but I don't even know what it's like to be happy. I don't even know what it's like to see good football. I can't even remember the last time I saw any of it. And this is just what I'm accustomed to. And I was like, man, everybody's like, oh, I know you're so excited for football season. And in my heart, I was like, yeah, I'm so excited. I would tell people. And then in my heart, I'm dreading it because this is what goes down. Bryce Young finishes the day 18 of 35, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence on the other side was only 19 for 31, 178 yards. He didn't have to do anything. 1 touchdown, 1 crazy awesome pick. I would say this is let's just go ahead and get it over with or whatever we need to talk about, what order we're going to be taking your calls and running through them. We'll get to those quickly. I only saw 2 things that made me happy in this game. There were only 2 things, 1 person and 1 play. The 1 play was that incredible interception by J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn is a better wide receiver than Xavier Leggett. How about that?
Oh, man.
Better.
That 1 play and Teteroa McMillan
T-Mac
is awesome.
Probably the
He's
only
incredible.
real T-Mac was probably the only real bright spot in this game today. He ran good routes for the most part. He was catching things. That one Jaguars defender made a good pass breakup on what would have been a touchdown. But everything about this offense was abysmal. One, Austin Corbett was snapping the ball, trying to hit the fucking Goodyear blimp up in the sky, sailing it over Bryce's head like he was 6'5". Absolutely abysmal. I don't know why we didn't go with the younger guy, Cade Mays, which is absolutely what it should have been. But everything about this offense seems so uninspired. This is the second offensive-minded coach that we have hired, and our offense is still just as boring and as run-of-the-mill as you could imagine. I do not understand it, man. The wide receiver play outside of T-Mac, it was just abysmal. I mean, everyone was dropping balls. Hunter Renfrow dropped a pass. Jatavian Sanders dropped a pass. It was not good.
Which
man.
drop for so I know Renfrow got put in 2 difficult spots. That one where
he
that should have been a touchdown.
I mean that was underthrown. It was hard to come back to it. I think that should have been pass interference.
Yeah, the dude didn't look back and try to catch the ball or anything. So I think that you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be able to get back your head turned around to be able to end to be able to end like that. People are saying that Xavier Leggett interception that was pass interference and that should have been called. The dude was
I think you have a
ball.
Right to fight for the football.
Yeah,
he has a right to beat him to the spot.
If anything, if you wanted to say anybody did anything wrong there outside of just Bryce Young throwing a bad ball there, Xavier Leggett should have come back to the ball and not just kind of sat there and waited for the ball to get to him.
And he's so big, and that little guy just knocked him off his spot.
But there was a defender. There was a defender literally right behind Xavier Leggett. Any franchise
should have ran the ball there.
That's the main point. It was only a yard or 2 to pick up a first down, and instead Bryce Young is trying to fit the ball into a tight window. I'm sorry, dude. It's like Tony, you said that you were not excited going into the season because we just have nothing to hang our hat on. But I feel like if we had a quarterback that I knew could be a game changer in the big time moments and can go and make a play for us, I would feel better about them. I have never, ever felt that about Bryce Young. I don't care what he did at the end of the season last year. There were multiple short yardage situations during this game where Bryce Young just absolutely choked. He never looks confident. He never looks like he knows what he's doing under center. It doesn't seem like he has that loud voice of leadership that commands people on this team. I don't see a winner when I look at Bryce Young. There were multiple times during this game where there were plays to be made, and Bryce Young went out there and choked. It's abysmal, dude. We traded up and traded all those picks for a 5'10" quarterback that can barely even see the field, dude.
So I was thinking about those. I think the T-Mac touchdown, that should have been pass interference too, and they called it a great well, not the one that he dropped.
That one
he grabbed his arm, dude. He grabbed his arm.
He grabbed it as it was coming around. Like, I don't think that was a pass interference. Like he as the ball got to his hand, that's when he grabbed the ball, his arm. Like, I don't think that there's an argument there.
All right. Let me see. I got some final thoughts on what I just saw from the game. Is that Cody, I didn't think by the end of the game that it would be this that I'd be this disheartened, right? Like, I saw the first half, I saw a team that just, things just didn't, they didn't come together right. But I saw, I felt like the defense at times was better than it had been in the past. Like, I was like, okay, we're able to work with this a little bit as we go forward. I thought that Bryce was taking some shots down the field and some things. I was like, oh, we could work with this. But nothing, and at any moment, nothing came together at once, right? Is like whether it was the defense making a stop or wherever, the other side of the ball did something terrible. But as we got to the second half, what I think really was problematic for me is when you talked about no one's playing inspired, is it looked like beyond that we see the doubt that started to creep in at the beginning of last season for Bryce.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Frustration, I'm okay with. Anger, I'm okay with. But right here is that no one believes, or look, if you look at the chat, if you listen to Cody right now, no one believes in Bryce Young.
No.
But if he doesn't believe in himself, it's
Why
not
should we?
It's not going to go well. And so then it started towards the end to just kind of spiral. Like, I think that one where that shuffle pass that then was about to be a pick six or whatever, like, it was just like it went
Panicked.
from, that's where it started to look bad. I was surprised too that the Panthers offensive line, I didn't feel like was played very well. I didn't think they were great. I was upset that the Panthers couldn't run the ball at all. That didn't seem great. And then, you're throwing the ball. It was bad, man. And I think too is like, how are we supposed to get up here and be excited when the players don't even look excited?
No,
they don't look. They look like they're shell shocked already in week one.
Yeah, they look shell shocked. They look confused. They look like they just like no one has no one's confident about the game plan that they're set to go out there and play and enact. And it's just, I know we put a lot on the quarterback, but one, rightfully so, because of all that we traded to go up and get him. But
That's
also, your franchise quarterback is supposed to be the guy that makes things right, even when everything around him is going wrong. Now, I'm not saying they have to do that every single play, but at a certain point, we have to be real about what we're seeing. Now, Bryce Young is synonymous with throwing 2 or more interceptions every single season opener. It's like he kills the momentum that all these fans have before the season even starts. And yeah, the defense was absolutely abysmal too, man. Like, just giving up big plays across the middle. They started out decent, but then
they were playing well at first.
At first.
That first drive, maybe the first 2 drives,
Yeah,
that fourth down. As soon as that fourth down conversion, that made it tough on them. They had made some big plays. But like right when you're saying is like they played kind of, I was sitting there saying we could work with it. Then you get that 50-yard run or 70-yard run or whatever. Then you get gashed everywhere. It was terrible. And I don't know if it's ever going to come together for Bryce. That's what I'm just saying. Like this is you see some moments where you think, man, I mean, he's like making some, but you got to somehow figure it out. You know, it's like you can, but the drops. You guys want to talk about the drops? I'm probably should take some calls too in just a second. Go ahead and start working through this.
Before we
I don't know how do we
call,
orderly work through a game like this.
Well, I mean, listen, we're gonna let everybody have their voice heard. Listen, this is the podcast for Panthers fans by Panthers fans. Jump in there 252-228-5098. We normally get a bunch of them, so we try to limit everybody to one per call. Before we go forward, Tony, we got a bunch of super chats from some great supporters. I wanted to make sure that we got them. White Chocolate Espresso, a member for 30 months, says, I turned it off, not fucking up my bachelor party for this shit.
Oh my
Shout out to White Chocolate.
Why
bro.
are we not at that party?
Right. Well, he's in Austin, I think.
Oh.
Nirvash with the $2 says it's C3 for Bryce. No more excuses. Our boy Anthony with the $4.99 says T-Mac jersey was a good investment, I guess. But then Canales looked lost. Bryce was bad. Tons of drops. Defense can't stop the run. And Corbett is shit. Vegas Panthers Drew says if we would just kick the field goal and take the points, the game would have looked different. T-Mac is the only positive from this game. Loud Pack Luck says start Hendon Hooker. Oh no.
Already.
The Hendon Hooker hype train is on the rails. Matt with the $5 says, why do we get worse every year? Canales is not it. He's a pretty boy and needs to go. Bryce won't be back. Please, nobody show up to the home opener. And then our boy, the real AP with the 26 months membership, says this is why you play starters a lot in the preseason. I know CK will agree with you on that one.
Amen. That's exactly. I think this is a point that is incredibly important because again, you can't not see the lack of preparation. And, you know, as much as we want to pretend like these guys should be able to be prepared because of practice, there is no substitute for real live action gameplay. Like it's just nothing that you can do to simulate that other than playing in an NFL game on a field like this. And I think you saw that if it's the high snaps from Austin Corbett, if it's the dropped passes to miscommunications to false starts, whatever it may be, like all of that is in my mind a testament to the fact that these guys were not prepared, and that's a coaching issue, and that's where I think that goodwill for Dave Canales is short leash, like you talked about with Bryce Young.
Yeah, you don't want to see performances like this start to stack up for the Carolina Panthers. Right now, you don't have any reason to believe that they won't stack up. Is you could go ahead and say that both Bryce Young and Dave Canales' time in Carolina will be coming to an end soon. I mean, I don't know how far I don't know how you could extend any more courtesy to anybody at this point. And I got in my feelings. I was hungry. The fucking pizza guy never showed up. I had to cancel my order of food. Like,
oh no,
I know. It's like they just were like they just never delivered it. So I'm hungry, sad, and I was sitting there going, "Gosh, please don't feel. I don't want to feel the feeling I had last season, man. Because by week 3 of last season, we thought that it was over, or like everybody's careers were over, and right now that feeling isn't that far away. The number's 252-228-5098. Thanks for being here with us, because now we're back, guys. It's time. Somebody mentioned this earlier, to break out the couch. We're back. The C3 therapy sessions are in full effect.
Who needs better help when you have the C3 Panthers podcast, baby?
Take a seat. It's free therapy. Hi, my name's Anthony, and I'm a Panthers fan. Come on in. Everybody is welcome. Cody, why don't we just go ahead and start jumping into some calls? We'll work through some of the things. Tet McMillan, 5 catches, 68 yards. Could have been even more. Gosh, somebody said Hunter Renfrow is going to be a paraplegic by week 5.
Yeah, Bryce was trying to get him killed out there, man.
It's
Now
not-
one of them, he should have held on to it. But that first miss to Hunter Renfrow, if you were to put that ball out in front of him, that's a walk-in touchdown by Hunter Renfrow on a 3rd down, dude. How'd Ron Rivera used to say? Missed opportunities.
Yeah,
You hate to see it.
All right, let's rock into the calls. The number's
Mhm.
252-228-5098. We'll see what you guys got to say. They're already flying in. Lots of calls to get through, so we'll just start plowing.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
It's game day, motherfuckers. You know who it is. It's Showtime. Luke from Fort Myers,
Look,
man.
let's see how this conversation changes. This is 102.
The one-handed catches. Cuba Hubbard, put your fucking head down. Run somebody over. Bryce Young, don't throw a fucking pick. But yeah, it's game day. It's game day. And I'm excited. And boy, oh boy, this is going to end in one or two ways. I call y'all later after the game is done, hyped as fuck. Or I call y'all later after the game is done, hyped as fuck, complaining about this sorry-ass coach. But, are you ready? 'Cause I am, bro.
Okay, that's Lou from the beginning of the game. Next call comes in at 3:49. This is not from Lou. This is from Noah. Let's see how the tone and temperament has changed by 2 hours later.
It's Noah. What's up, C3? It's Noah here, man. I'm not seeing no type of rebuilding here. It's halftime. We had an hour and 16 minutes delay, and you tell me we didn't fix nothing? Are you kidding me? Good God. Defense. How'd you let a running back run 60 yards on you? 60 yards. Like, oh my God. Fire our defensive coordinator right now. Fire him. He should have been fired. Bryce Young. Why did you throw that ball to Leggett and you threw it basically right to the freaking the safety? Leggett, you telling me you couldn't put your foot in bounds? You too busy cooking up raccoon. You need to start cooking up on that sauce machine. Oh my God. The inconsistencies every single year. Defense look horrible once again. Bryce Young making costly mistakes.
Yeah.
Run the ball. You had a wide open space to run the ball.
Yeah, he did.
Run the ball. Good God, man. This is bad. I want some people fired. I want people gone by Monday. I mean Monday morning.
Week 1, could you imagine?
To freaking release news. Evero, I want him gone. I want him fired. Keep pounding, man. Keep pounding.
Noah. Well, you know what? We've watched Noah grow up. And poor Noah has grown up with terrible football. Think about that. This kid, the poor kid, that's a Panther. The life of a Panthers fan, his whole life has been one of football misery. He's calling for heads already, guys. Fire guys. Monday morning. Let's just try it out and fire the whole coaching staff at this point. Thanks for calling in, Noah. We appreciate it. Stay strong. You are a true Panthers fan.
What's up, C3 family? This is the real AP up here in Yadkin County. Woo! This fucking game sucks. This is bullshit. It's like third quarter, end of the third quarter. T-Mac just got stripped the ball for a touchdown. Bryce sucks. 2 turnovers, interception and fumble. You got a touchdown off one. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. You're supposed to get better as a team. You're supposed to get better. The end of the season, yeah, let's get better. Let's build off what we was doing last year. I don't see it. I know it's week 1, but I don't see it. I was talking to Cody. I said, I don't know how many negative adjectives you can use to describe this fucking game right now, or this fucking team. I come up with abysmal and atrocious. Cody said ineptitude. I don't know. Y'all throw out some more out there. This is fucking just lame. This is high school level play right here. Bullshit. Love you guys. In the third quarter, I'll be in on the show, watching the show. Thanks.
You know,
we'll try and keep pounding.
Yeah, we're going to keep getting pounded, it feels like. That's what it's like right now. Thanks for calling into the C3 Panthers podcast. We appreciate your support. Real AP here all the time with us, getting us through this misery, this thing that we call being a fan of the Carolina Panthers. The team was bad. Everything was bad. We got on just right before waiting for everybody to get all their equipment set up right and things like that. And CK, I don't know. I mean, I still just felt like this as I was like, just Bryce today was bad to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there were drops. I know there were this and that, but like at what point is it not going to be terrible?
No. So here's the thing that I've maintained, and I wasn't a fan of Bryce at the beginning of last year either. With the way that he started, I'm not going to be a defender of what he did today. But there is some things that need defending to a degree. Bryce was just as at fault for this loss as every other player on this team. But putting this all on Bryce Young is absolutely hysterical, right? This is a failure of coaching. This is the most disheartening part of this entire thing. This was a failure across the board, which is worrisome if you're a Panthers fan, because it means that there's not like Bryce Young's going to have a good game and then we'll be back to normal, right? Like he just had a bad off game. Like when he's playing well, we have a shot, right? That's not what we saw today. We saw a defense that gave up 200 yards again, right? On rushing, 200 yards rushing. So that's second worst in the NFL so far this week. Okay. We saw and the only other team that had more rushing yards than the Jaguars was the Washington Commanders with Jaden Daniels. Okay. Now you can argue that was off a 71-yard ETN run, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to be able to change your mind on that front, but this defense is absolutely atrocious, and that was with Derek Brown in the mix. So let's keep in mind, like, this is a concern there. Not only that, you had everything else falling to the wayside, right? Here's the issue, right? Bryce Young threw some horrible throws. He didn't look like he looked like he was holding on to the ball when he should have just kind of, like you said, that first interception, he should have ran for it. It feels like the game is still going too fast for him for whatever reason in those moments. Like, it's not what we saw last year. And so, but let's talk about what he had, 16 incompletions. No less than 8 of those incompletions were drops by wide receivers and tight ends and running backs. No less than 8 of them, right? So this is a problem for our offense, for our defense, and for our coaching staff. Here is where I have a problem, okay? I think Ted McMillan, everybody can be excited about what he is. But what we saw today was an exact example of why, when you have the worst defense in the history of the NFL, you don't go wide receiver with your first-round draft pick. Like, we had problems on this defense. And the belief that Derek Brown coming back was going to solve that problem is hysterical. We should have gone and got somebody in that first round that was going to be impactful to this team moving forward. And unfortunately, right now, the wide receiving room isn't going to be helped. We can't help that. Like, there's nothing that's not helping us win right now. Right now, our biggest problem is, in my opinion, our defense, because all people will ever have to do is run against us in obvious running situations. They could just run to 15 yards and get a first down. It just didn't. There was nothing we could do to stop it. And it's a problem in my mind, and that's what's disheartening about this entire thing.
I didn't think the defense was as bad, though, as
200
they
yards
been in the past. You
Well,
know,
also
Two
we
hundred
haven't
yards.
even talked
one
about the
giant
weather
play.
delay. Like the
One
weather
big
delay
giant
really
play.
kind of killed everybody's momentum. That we did sort of start strong, but then towards after the weather delay, it's like we just kind of just fell off a cliff, and it is on coaching. Like it did not seem like the Carolina Panthers were in any way prepared for this game.
What happened to Tershawn Wharton? Hurt early in
Yeah, hamstring. He had a hamstring injury early
and
on.
didn't come back, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that hurts.
Yeah.
And CK, I get your point about but I don't think the draft, I mean, we did so much, put so much energy and effort into that defense and free agency. So that draft pick, like, I mean, I get the sentiment and stuff, but like the free agency didn't help, or they weren't good. I think with the thing with Bryce that comes back to is there are moments where I go like, oh man, like he's not too the height, it's not going to be a big deal. I mean, not a big deal. It's like, oh, I mean, because he's actually been pretty durable. He'll kind of sling it through these windows and over these guys, and you're like, man, he's really taking some chances. To me, it's not the drops. It wasn't this. It's like there were a couple of plays today where he couldn't get out of his own head. You know, it's like it crept back in from the one at the end where that was almost that pick six. It was panic play. But Cody, you're down there. You get down twice and you turn the ball over on downs and in the third quarter. The one that was that in the end zone where he just threw it into the stands or whatever. Like I didn't even understand. Like it just I mean, it was like at some point, the guy that made all of these big plays in college and stuff, when is he just gonna have the deadly play? You know, like the one that just like says, oh man, he just seized the moment. Hasn't seized anything. And it's really tough watching. But beyond even Bryce, to me, Canales looked kind of defeated on the side. He looked like he didn't know where he was at.
Yeah, just lethargic. Like nobody had an idea for what to do or how to adjust. And listen, I'm not putting the entirety of the loss today on Bryce Young because there was a lot of different things that we could have done better. I think what we're saying is that we're in year 3, and there are moments when you want to see your franchise quarterback step up and make a play when there are plays to be made. There was the missed throw to Hunter Renfrow. There was the missed throw in the back of the end zone to JT Sanders. And like all those plays, by the way, those were on short yardage downs. Like there were multiple times when he could have ran for the first down and then just didn't. So it's like, I don't know. This is a trend now. This is the 3rd year in the row of him doing that. And the defense, like there's no playmakers on the front 7. Like there is nobody right now that you can depend on to get to the quarterback in a pinch. I honestly wish that we would have played Nick Scorton and Princely Umanmielen more than we did. Like give the young guys some play, especially if you're just not getting home to the quarterback, which frankly no one was.
We didn't have any sacks on the day, but I think when I watch this defensive performance, I mean, I don't like, while it's by no means was it good, it was awful in so many ways, is this team didn't have to do anything to beat the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, they had 200 yards rushing. 70 of those rushing yards came on one busted play, right? Like where they just ran all the way across the field. And from, I mean, it was just like, it was an awful defense at that moment. But I don't even know if you can talk about like the pass rush and this and that when the team really had us beat. Like if you don't put up points at all, they were just running the clock out. They didn't have to do anything. This defense could have stopped them on every drive for the final 15 minutes of the game, or really the second half, and it still wouldn't have mattered. The Panthers couldn't, not when they started to move the ball, it turned into nothing. Like, I mean, that was the thing is like you moved the ball, and even when you got down to the goal line, you didn't ever score. The Panthers did not put up points. So how is the defense supposed to help win this game more when the Panthers just couldn't even score? I don't know. Is that when we're going to come back? And I was talking about this, and it was like, oh gosh, Cody's going to be so fucking fired up about Bryce Young. I was like dreading this post game. what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the same shit that we've talked about for the last 2 years or whatever. I am tired of having this, like, trying to be the better man, which CK is the one doing it right now. And it's like, let's be fair, let's keep it together. This was not all on Bryce. There's drops. There are moments that, like, this is across the board. That's what's really disheartening. I'm tired of trying to be the better man here. And what I want to just say is when is Bryce Young going to show us anything? That's the thing, is we can talk about drops. We can talk about the failures of the defense. We can talk about all of this. But when do we get to see our quarterback show us something that is not like that we have to continue to explain? Oh, well, Bryce, he had drops. Bryce, he tried his best. He did it. Like, just come out there and do something, man.
I agree. And this is something that I've said. I said, listen, there's only so long that you can make those. Same thing I said with Matt Corral, right? His year 3, we were like going into that, like, it doesn't matter if he's not getting an opportunity. He's got to do the most with the opportunity he's given. And there's only so many excuses you can make, right? Same thing with that. Same thing with coaching. This is where I'm starting. I've been a Dave Canales fan. I've been a Dan Morgan fan. I've been saying that Dan Morgan's won in a lot of different ways. The way they're losing right now, they're holding on to a defensive coordinator that has shown absolutely nothing to us to indicate that he is a good coach. Not a single thing has been positive about Evero's time here in Carolina. Name me one positive in your mind that shows that this guy should have been here, retained through 2 regimes.
Yeah, I mean, no, we shouldn't. But CK, what I was talking about where you had to step away is that, like, yeah, the defense does stink. They didn't do, but this team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, didn't have to do anything to beat this team.
No,
Yeah,
and it wasn't
Jaguars
the
didn't
defense.
look right.
It wasn't the defense. I mean, yeah, it's like once they got ahead, it didn't matter. The Panthers couldn't score. So even if this defense would have held them to 18, it wouldn't have mattered.
Another thing is, have you guys talked about, while I was away, did you guys talk about why it takes them an entire play clock every single time they have the football? Like they're always down to 1. We were down by like 3 touchdowns and they were still running the play clock down to 0. Like, it was so ridiculous to me.
Somebody put in the chat we should play. We look bad. We play up tempo. Like, why is it the Panthers? They acted like they could just drive down there and score at any moment. There was no urgency. There was no excitement. The team looked dead. Not only on both sides of the footballs, on the sidelines. Canales looked brain dead out there. He looked like he was concussed. He didn't know what was going on. Nothing. It was disheartening, CK, so much that I don't know if I have any reason. What do we have to believe in this guy now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said, why do we hire these offensive-minded head coaches just for the offense to come out there and look fucking abysmal and absolutely no innovation? We look slow. Like, what was the difference between what we saw today versus what we saw under Frank Reich? The same shit. Like, literally the same shit. Let me read some of these super chats. Matt with the $5 says, why do we get worse every year? Oh, no, I did read that one. The real AP says, this is why you play starters a lot in the preseason. Read that one too. Supreme Leader says, my wife is tired of seeing me disappointed. I feel you, Supreme. Rick LeManion says, cheapest copay I've ever paid for therapy with the $1.99. Vegas Panthers do with the $2 says, hot take, the defense wasn't the worst thing today. I would agree with you there, bro. And then Jay Stubbs with the $4.99 says, half of our team is auto-generated NPCs. Yeah, I hate to see it, man. But that's what it is, man. Like, I agree, man. If this is what we were going to be, we should have just kept Steve Wilkes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got we need them to get better. I made a plea a few weeks ago when I had a meltdown and we were talking about, do we believe Bryce Young's going to work or not? And I just said, it has to work. It has to work. I can't go. I don't know how much I can take of another coaching search, another quarterback search, and this and that. Now, look, it is just week 1. There is an opportunity. I don't think this team is as bad as it was under Frank Reich. I do felt like that this was they came out flat. You could talk about, look, is that But once Bryce started to have some doubts in himself, I think it's really hard for the rest of the team to look around and generate some confidence and excitement. He's got to be, and this is why the quarterback position is of so much importance in leadership, is he's got to be a guy that can will the change of the winds in a sense. And what we have not been able to see is a moment where that happens. And he looks like he has a lot of the tools at times. I do have a concern. We talked about arm strength, and we've talked about this, and then people will come and defend him and say he can make every throw. He can make every throw. I do feel like every time Bryce throws the ball, and it needs to get there in a hurry, he has to like put everything on it that he's got. And so I wonder, like, what happens if he gets his shoulder dinged a little bit, like he's playing through some injuries and stuff, like, or as he starts to get older, how does he adjust? Because if you're just trying to put 100% on each throw just to make it there, and it like kind of in a window, what's going to happen when you can't do 100% all the time? So look, we got a lot more to talk about with Bryce. I was and Cody, you said what's changed? You know what? Nothing's changed from Frank Wright. Nothing's changed from last year. In fact, the feeling, and I know the fear in these Panther fans' hearts right now, and that I had it too for a moment, where I think I got it more at the very end in the fourth quarter when I saw that kind of frustration and panic look in his face, is that we know that in 3 weeks from now that everybody could just feel like the entire season is at a loss, like, and just get ready to take a nap on Sundays and hang out with your children. Yeah. That would suck, folks. You know, that's how much we're supposed to love football. We're supposed to love Sundays. And now I'm like, I just want to go to work.
Yeah, they do everything they can to make us try to not tune in on Sundays. Like I said, for the past couple seasons now, this has been the most fun part of my Sundays. Being here with y'all, being here with these incredible fans, almost 300 people watching on YouTube. We appreciate y'all, man. Byron B with the $5, or Brian B says we had a chance at Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Mike Vrabel, and we selected a one-year coordinator. Damn. When you put it like that, it stings. Vegas Panthers Drew with the $2 says forget splash plays. We can't even make simple plays. Roosevelt Mongo with the $10 C3 bomb says all the praise Bryce gets for his play at the end of last season is because there were beaten teams already out for the season. My computer is freezing up.
All the praise
and
Bryce
for the rest of the playoffs.
I wasn't teams impressed. Already checked out for the season or resting for the playoffs. Oh, at the end of the season. Yeah. I just hate the feeling. Well, let's take a couple more calls before I just keep telling you the same thing over and over, and get used to it, folks. And until something really dramatically changes, we're going to be like on repeat. And that's I think really a sad part for fans. I think that they know it. We know it. Let's go to the next call.
Hey guys, it's the girl that makes them howl, aka Joey the Blind Panther. See, this is where you need to play your starters in the preseason. They look so out of sync. They look so like, I don't know, they look like they've never played together. Right. And T-Mac is a beast. T-Mac, I mean, what can I say? T-Mac is a beast, but they just look like they don't have chemistry over there. They look like, it's just not good. And our defense is there. We can have that conversation on the post game. I'm almost 100% sure we will. But it's just not a good game so far. And then we had the weather delay too. That probably had something to do with it.
Another excuse.
Here we go. Anyway, guys. Wow.
The weather delay, yeah. I mean, it does throw off your rhythm and your tempo, and your, kind of like everybody. I mean, even for me, like I was like, it took the excitement of watching the first game. It like really took the wind out of the sails, and I was like, ugh. In fact, you know what? I did not drink at all today. I was like, I'm not drinking. I was so mad. I was like, do they want to drink? They're like, it was almost like you need to drink. I was like, I know I can't drink during this game because I'll just be shit-faced on this show afterwards because I'll be so mad. But now I'm drinking. It's back. Sundays are back. Oh, let's go to the next call.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Let's just get straight to it. Fuck this organization, man. Are you kidding me? We come out flat as fuck. Like we didn't learn anything about last year. Great end of the season, and we come out like we don't even know how to fucking play football, man. This is embarrassing, dog. Coming out flat again. And this is on the fucking head coach to start. Your team comes out sloppy. Your team comes out uninspired. And you're sitting here with no double sets of plays. You're running the play clock down to 0 every time, wasting time. It's embarrassing, man. It's fucking embarrassing. And how are you supposed to get these fans excited for anything? You come out flat every fucking week 1, man. It's embarrassing. It's unacceptable. Everyone today was fucking dog shit. This defensive scheme fucking blows. I can't believe there was no accountability taken by the front office to seriously consider firing Ejiro Evero. You brought in pieces, but then you don't see the rookies. The run defense fucking sucks. Bryce Young is looking lost out there. And me and Alex did a podcast about it. I posted it to you guys. I sent the link. I don't think Canales and Bryce Young like each other, man. And it's ridiculous. The play clock's down to 0, man, and you're just running like a 5-yard play. It's fucking stupid. Is Canales trying to win the game? Where's the urgency, man? Jacksonville wasn't even great today. We just, again, shoot ourselves in the fucking dick. I'm so sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of it. Like, it's embarrassing, dog. I'm with Kevin. 1 to 2 more years, and I may just have to stop giving a fuck. Stop buying jerseys. Stop going to games, man. I'm sitting here thinking about, damn, do I still want to go to New York City for my birthday weekend to watch this shit-ass team? Fuck no, I don't. But I already paid for the plane ticket and the hotel and all that. I mean, this is a fucking joke. Excuse my language. I know I went off, but come on, man.
Nope.
Everyone on this team. No one. Chuba's on the jugs machine. He still can't catch a pass. Extra lotion still has no awareness at all. Sideline 25-yard pass. He doesn't have his foot in bounds. The only bright spot, Austin Corbett is a fucking bum center. It's not even like the pressure was really there today from the defense. The only bright spot I know, dude, T-Mac's going to be a fucking animal. And I don't know why we're running 5 wide at the 1-yard line. I mean, Jesus, this is embarrassing. Canales is only going to cost himself his job, man. I don't know if he's trying to do this sellout shit, try to tell Tepper he can't work with Bryce. But, man, this offense is inexcusable enough to where you both can't work together and make this look like a competent team. This is absolutely fucking embarrassing, and I don't know how this fan base can take this shit anymore. It's a joke. It's an utter embarrassment. Anthony from Charlotte.
I feel you, Anthony. Anthony feels the way all Panther fans feel right now. It's like, why do we continue to buy tickets, continue to go to games? Why do we continue to do any of this when the product year after year is just the same old bullshit? And then here we go again. We didn't win a single preseason game. We tried our mightiest to even put up a touchdown. Didn't do it there either. So then now here we go into the season and we're still looking absolutely abysmal. And then at what point are we ever supposed to believe that this is going to change? Like, that's why I predicted 4 wins for the Carolina Panthers this year. And that might even be a stretch, man. I know it's early. I know that there's still time for them to theoretically get things back on track. But nothing that we saw today was acceptable. The only touchdown we got was a garbage time touchdown to Chuba Hubbard where he was unblocked completely, man. 3 donations. Mike Hollinger says, who are we taking at number 1 overall in 2026? Panthers Juice says, my fantasy team is who I cheer for now, not the Panthers. Mr. Elevation with the $5 says the lack of offense, defense, and coaching was the same as last year. Evero and Canales and Bryce Young get no excuse for this dumpster fire.
What do you guys think of this? Do you think that the coaches and us and everybody, because of that offseason, and you're like, man, now things are getting better, you're hanging on those last 5 games of the season last year for Bryce. I feel like this is that the Panthers, while they couldn't do a lot in the beginning of this game, they weren't down. I guess it wasn't until that touchdown at the end of the second half that things started to maybe pull away. But I don't know if I feel like the Panthers put too much on Bryce in a sense. And what I mean by that is like, we're almost too pass happy. Like, I feel like we didn't, the first drive of the game, we ran the ball like 4 times in a row. We started off 5-yard run out of the shotgun for Chuba Hubbard, 3-yard run, 3-yard run, 7-yard run. And then we go pass, run, incomplete pass, run. But we got down there and we scored a field goal. But all of the other drives, I feel like we started to, I don't even know if it's panic. It's just like, I don't even know if we truly are committed to running the football. I think we do it just a little bit. You remember Dave Canales came in and said, we're going to run the football. We're going to do all this.
Yeah.
It does feel like, no, we're going to run the football just so I could say I did it. And then I'm going to pass. I mean, it was what you got down. I think it was 3rd and 1, maybe a 2nd 1, 3rd and 1. Like you couldn't get this. It was like, oh gosh, I don't even know what quarter it was. And you're like, man, all we got to do is get 1 yard, and Chuba gets stuffed. But I was sitting there going like, this is why don't you just run 3 plays in a row? You know what I mean? If you can't get 1 yard and just go for it on 4th down and say, we're going to get 1 yard, but then they're passing. It was 3rd and 1 and they're passing again.
They did not ever trust in the run game.
And the offensive line really didn't show that they could do it either. To be honest, let's be fair. This was not that mauling offensive line that we saw last year.
Right.
Corbett is coming back. You know, maybe he's old. You talked about the snaps. He's had a whole year. He's probably still, in a sense, trying to get back into full health and shape. You are missing a Kim McQuana, right? But like this offensive line couldn't run the ball when they wanted to or needed to.
How much do you think the absence of Kim McQuana played a part? Because Yoshi Nyman or Jimin or however the fuck you say that guy's name, like he wasn't good, and he on the play that Bryce underthrew Hunter Renfrow, he got blown up on that play. Like he was responsible for a couple of the sacks today. But as you mentioned, like the entire offensive line did not look good. And this is the second time in a row now where ending up a season, we had a good offensive line play. And then we were like, oh boy, this might be our best offensive line ever. And then just to come out and shit the bed and look like the offensive line of old. It's just crazy, man.
No one was good except for J.C. Horn with one incredible play. T-Mac, bless you. T-Mac was clearly good. Like he was beating guys when the ball wasn't coming to him. He was making that pass interference play. Like he basically made the damn catch anyway. And on that dropped, I guess that would have been a 4th down play where you went to where it was in the end zone. And I mean, I still think it was pass interference. I thought that they were pulling on the arm early and he was out of position to do it. Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe they didn't do it enough.
Right.
But if you want to go to this point is D God M puts this up. Bryce threw okay, never mind. I see that it was in sarcasm. Because what I'm saying is like I thought he was saying Bryce threw some good balls today. Why are you guys only being negative? I think he is being sarcastic there. Or
I don't think he is.
I'm tired of saying this is like, man, Bryce made a good play. He made a good play there. So, man, that shows it. When are there going to be multiple good plays put together? And then it wasn't just all on him. Every time he did something or overcame something, somebody else did something dumb. Whether it was drop a football, whether it was give up a 70-yard run. I think that 70-yard run by Etienne was the thing that just destroyed everything. Like it was like you pinned them down in their end or whatever. You can't. That we're not going to be able to win this. Our offense can't score. Our defense really isn't good. And if they really try, but I tell you this is, I don't feel like CK is. I don't think Trevor Lawrence was great.
Right.
I don't think it was that good. I think if you put us against Josh Allen or a quarterback or Lamar Jackson, we're giving up like 70 points.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the part of it that is concerning about this defense. Like, we want to say that this defense isn't a big cause of concern based on today, but like, we weren't going against a high flying offense, right? It was a pretty middle of the Jaguars did not look like they were a world beater type of a team, and so wait till you face the Josh Allen, and from coming down to Charlotte. Like this, if this team continues to play like it is, that's going to be a horrible game. Like it's just what it is. I'm certain. I am incredibly concerned about the way that this team looked in total.
Yeah, I do think our defense is better than it was last year. I think they look better than they did last year, just on the face. And I know it's hard to think of that now. And I think they're more talented than they were last year. The question is, will that matter, and will it be able to do anything? If you can't score points, it doesn't matter if we've had the best defense in the league. We just don't need them to be. We need them to be a little about average. We need both sides of the ball. That's what we're sitting here begging for, folks. We're not even begging for good. I don't even care if the Panthers are good. Yeah. I just want them to be okay, because and I don't know. I just said at one point in the game, I just said this team sucks.
They do.
This is what I just said. They suck. It's a team I love. This is a team I love, and I just they suck.
But also, remember when I told you that when it comes to being a head coach and a GM, one of the best traits that you have to have is talent evaluation. But this is one of the things I'm talking about, right? Austin Corbett has never been a full-time center in his life. He was brought in here to play guard, yet he's the one playing center, even though Cade Mays looked really good playing center last year and had a good connection with Bryce. Brady Christensen at left tackle has been on this team for 4 or 5 years now, and he should have been playing left tackle. And they still, even when Kim McQuarrie is out, they still will not give Brady the opportunity to play left tackle. You go with the guy that's only been here
because he sucks just like everybody else.
Yeah, but he's not worse than George fucking the Jimin.
I don't even think that was a real problem. It's not like they were. I don't know. I have to go back, as I didn't feel like there was one player that was bad. I thought every player was bad.
My point is, they are putting players out of position. They're not even playing the players that we have to their strength on the offensive line. It's abysmal, dude, and it's stupid.
This is and like CK probably was onto it there, is that probably at the heart of this is, Bryce Young is the thing that we need, right? Like I told you guys, you said, somebody asked me what's a good season, what do you expect? And I don't even care about the wins. I just wanted to see Bryce be a guy that we could move forward and believe in. Haven't seen that yet. I mean, but probably in the heart of hearts of where I'm really kind of sad at the moment about what could come, CK, is like you said, was across the board.
Yeah.
I wasn't like this. I don't feel like any one player was the problem. I felt like all of them were the problem. And I'm like yearning for the days of Byron Bell at left tackle when we could just say, it's God, Byron Bell's fault. No, but think about that.
Yeah,
it's like we would be able to say that was the reason that half of this shit broke down was because of this fucking dude, and we can't do that. That's the most
disheartening part.
Yeah, I don't even think our good players. I mean, again, T-Mac, only good player on the field to me today. J.C. Horn, that play right there showed kind of elite. That's where you see where Cody has said he's the best player on the field. You saw that. Other than that, I didn't like anything, and I'm sad. Let's go to Chuck from Elizabeth City.
Hey, can I read 3 super chats real quick?
Yeah. Also, we're calling them copays because this is therapy.
Yeah, the copays for all your therapy sessions. Everos, Canales, and Bryce get no excuses for this dumpster fire.
Yep.
Mike Hollinger with the 499 says throw the ball out the back of the end zone on 4th and 1 in the end zone.
That's wild.
Run the ball. Yeah, and by the way, JT Sanders was open. If I'm thinking that's,
and when you looked at that play, I wanted to say, I saw this play. I was watching when we panned to the Giants game, right? And you want to talk about a guy that was just getting destroyed. Russell Wilson was getting sacked on every damn play in that game. But when you're running kind of against your body, so when you're right-handed and you're rolling left, and you have to turn your body. So that's what Bryce did. I don't know if it was rolling or if he had to just kind of, by the nature of where the play was, kind of shift to the left. But it looked like at first I was like, man, where the fuck did that ball go? And then I was hoping that he tried to do that little snap throw that he likes to do, and it just slipped out or something. But then when I looked at it, I don't know if he knew what he was doing.
No, I mean, there
That's
was
where the panic. That was the moment.
Yeah.
That play right there, I think, was when it was like, oh shit, now Bryce's head's going to be the problem.
Yeah. And by the way, that's what it was the last time that he got benched. It seemed like he was just in his head too much, not playing confident and comfortable with anything around him. The final quote paid by Mr. Elevation says, I know it's a game, but the Panthers maybe want to wait for the Hornets. And that's fucking horrible. Yes, it is,
that's
Mr.
the worst thing.
Elevation.
That's like the saddest sentence ever written in the history of the world. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's keep going with the calls.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, this is Chuck from Elizabeth City. And I'll tell you this, there's no damn different than when Frank Wright in preseason was so vanilla, kept giving up smoke screens, and it was a shitty year. And Dave Canales has done the same damn thing again. He didn't play Bryce Young in preseason. It's a big mistake, big excuse. Look, let's just be honest. Everybody wants to blame David Tepper. He's tried to spend money. He's trying to hire different coaches. After a while, you have to start looking at the people that are in charge, that are running the show. And Dave Canales has just proven to me that last year must have been a fluke. Closing the year off as good as he did and then coming out so unprepared and flat, his team looks terrible. And Evero, that was the biggest mistake, keeping him over. The 3-4 mistake. So we've got a defense that ain't worth a damn, and Evero won't be back. Canales doesn't look any better. This offense struggles. Bryce Young doesn't look any improved. It's terrible. And I'm going to tell you guys, we can blame Canales. I mean, we can blame Bryce Young. We can blame everybody. But keeping Evero, and in this preseason of sitting there and not letting your starters go. And if I have to hear about Adam Thielen one more time, evidently he was dying to get out.
Do you blame him?
Now, did he see this coming?
Because that right there said he didn't want to be here. He needed to go. But he really messed up the chemistry of having players in that receiving crew. And I'm just telling you guys, when I'm seeing things, pitiful, terrible. It's hard to watch. And I don't know how much more I can take of this shit. But evidently, Bryson definitely is not the answer. But it just sucks. Canales, I don't want to hear any more rah-rah talk or whatever you got to say. I don't buy or believe anything more than you. You're just turning out to be Matt Rule 2, Frank Wright 2. Same shit.
Oh, look at that. Chuck, I feel like you could hear, this is the feeling that I had last year, CK, that like just complete sadness. Like the way that call ended, like he didn't even say later. He, you know what I mean? Like and Chuck from Elizabeth City is one of the nicest dudes you know. He's just like, that is the feeling of defeat before you even start is pretty fucked up. And last year I said something to you guys in like week 3 or something, or maybe it was even after we had the Red Rifle come in and have a game where he put up some stats. I said, Do you think that this season is worse than last season? And everybody gave me so much shit. And I was okay with it. Like, I mean, because I felt like I was like, but something, it felt even worse. And so to me is imagine, at least with Matt Rule, that he was a fool and you knew it. And you could be like them players, or you hear these interviews about these players. I saw this interview on this podcast, and the players were talking about like how he was coaching. It was just like ridiculous. I don't know. Right now is if Evero is the problem or a problem, this defense is the problem. Like that still comes back to Canales.
Yeah,
like it's his job to
man.
make that decision.
And, you know, Tony, remember when I was like, the Panthers need to stop drafting and signing Boy Scouts? Like, all these great guys, and they're just wonderful people. It's like, am I wrong for wanting an old school, mean-ass motherfucking head coach? Like, I want someone that I know is going to chew the asses of these players for perpetually underperforming. Like, it just seems like there is no fight in any of our past few head coaches. Matt Rule was a bona fide loser. Frank Reich was old and in over his head. And fucking Dave Canales has to write books when he pisses off his wife. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, this is fucking, I'm tired of it. I want a mean motherfucker who will let these players know how much they're stinking up the joint and will actually hold everyone accountable. I'm tired of the good guys.
Well,
I'm tired of the
Lasso,
fucking good guys.
Can Ted Lasso pull it off? I'm actually, thanks for everybody's support, by the way. We got a ton of viewers right now, man. Look, this has been a slog. We've been doing this for 14 years, but the last 6 on this podcast have been very difficult. I want to thank everybody, not only for their time and being with us as we get through this collectively, but do something small for us right now. Smash the thumbs up button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the share button. And really, those things, man, if we can get those analytics to pop just a little bit before, think about this, is we've got about 4 weeks of this before y'all don't even tune into the show anymore. So at least let us get those thumbs up for right now.
Shower
guys,
us with likes, please. Please, we need it.
I'm telling you this, though. Now, look, is that I know once I say this, everybody is going to like, and it makes me feel dirty and despicable to say that the refs didn't do us any favors here. CK, I'm watching on NFL Network because I pulled up the game stats and stuff that on the NFL.com. Now I'm watching the replay of this game. You want to talk about a man that likes pain and punishment? What do they call that? The sadist likes to give people pain. Am I a masochist?
You're yeah, is that the right?
Like tie me up and beat me as I rewatch this game. That's what that is. That Hunter Renfrow first pass, that was pass interference. Not only did he turn his head, I don't even care about the turning of head early. He was there early. He was making contact before the ball got there. And I still think that Ted McMillan, that touch, like, yeah, I mean, like, is it me asking for a lot? And like, we got to be able to overcome those moments. That's pass interference in this league. Maybe 20 years ago it wasn't. That's pass interference. You can't be making that. You can't impede these players. Now, the one with that Xavier Legette, that was not pass interference because you had a right to get to the football. So he was just getting there faster than you were getting there. He was. This was tough, but that play right there. That's a big, a little underthrow. Oh, and the one thing I do want to say is fuck Mark Schlereth and his stupid green chili. I hate Mark Schlereth, and I like him. Like, I kind of like him. Like, he sounds cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sounds like well-spoken, and he's got like a cool cadence, good voice. But this stupid motherfucker, every time he was like, that's a great play. I'm like, that's pass interference, dude. That's not a great play. Mark Schlereth, you suck. Just like the Panthers. Let's go to the next call.
What's up, y'all? It's Lucas from Forest City. Not the best day to be a Panthers fan. We're getting our
It's a normal day, though.
on week 1.
What's up, Luke?
Jacksonville. Getting a little flashbacks of last year when we played New Orleans. I just want to say I think the Bryce Young project is over. I think I'm ready to see Hendon Hooker.
I'm done with it, man.
I just don't think he's the guy. I think we went about 3 years with this guy. I know we gave a lot up for him to draft him at number 1, but I'm tired of.
Nah, you got to ride
I'm
this
ready to
sucker
see
out,
somebody
dude.
else. Maybe Hendon Hooker can pull a Jake Delhomme and take us to at least the playoffs or something. But on the bright side, T-Mac balled out today. I see a bright future in him. But if we keep someone like Bryce Young at quarterback, he'll find a way to get out of here as soon as possible. So we need to at least give Hendon Hooker a shot.
No.
And if he don't work out, draft someone in the draft next year. Keep pounding, go Panthers.
I'm against this. You know what? We traded up. We did all of this. G-Baby's in the chat. He told us he's going to be the next greatest thing ever. You know what? I'm sticking with Bryce Young to the end. This mug is going to have to live on. If I got to suffer through this, that mug got to suffer through this. But there's only one way to find out, right? It's like is getting into week 4 and putting in Hendon Hooker. What does that really do? Does it do anything? Does it change? You know what? You're still looking for a quarterback. Hey, Cody, you look great. You're still looking for a quarterback. No, this mug, he's going to have to go out there and he's going to have to beat what we celebrated about him was beating back the fear of being a bust last year. Is that benched, couldn't been worse. There was a time on this show that we actually had on a Tuesday night a discussion about how does Bryce Young go out on the football field again in a Panthers jersey? Like, what are the scenarios? Now, we did not forecast the car injury or the car crash with a broken finger or whatever it was that got him back out there. It's already was a long shot that he came back and he was a starter with this kind of confidence that the Panthers went into this season with, like, man, Bryce, this is our. So what they have to do this year is play him until he's hurt. Like, he's going to have to come out of this mental thing or not. And if he doesn't come out of it, then you have no choice but to change. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that sucks. That sucks. He's got to come out of it.
Maybe we should bench him again and see if that makes him get back to form like it did last time, dude.
I don't think you can. I don't even think that Panther fans should really want to see Hendon Hooker. I mean, he was pretty good in college or whatever. Unless you actually think Hendon Hooker could be a guy that could be a quarterback that just hasn't had an opportunity at some point, maybe week 12 or 13. How about this, guys? You would think we're 0-4 right now. The Panthers have lost 1 game. And we're talking about the future. That's how, in fairness, usually you would say that this is fans overreacting. And it may be, right? I don't think we're as bad as we think we may be at this point. But the problem is what we've gone through. There's no reason to not believe anything other than that. And that's the problem. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go.
What's up, Ed? Don't even fucking know what to say. I wasn't expecting this much out of this year. I really thought it was a good building year. You know, try to get to 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah, that's all I did.
I think next year is our year, but now I'm thinking, shit, I don't even know. That was bad. That's fucking bad. We just had the 30th best offense in the NFL last year. Fucking run it down our throats and control the ball.
I think we're giving them too much credit on that.
Fucking Bryce's fault. I mean, that was not good. I'm not ready to say he's not the one, but fuck, I'm not ready to pick up his 6-year contract. Fuck no. Give him another 3 or 4 games, but after that, man, I'm fucking done with Bryce. He keeps playing like this shit. He was 10 for 22 for 63 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 fumble before garbage time. 63 motherfucking yards. Tony, you could throw for 63 yards.
I think I could.
Oh, bro,
Tony, you could throw for 163 yards. I'm sorry, man.
Thank you.
Didn't mean to undercut you there.
No.
I don't know. It's going to be a tough year. Tough day after the game for the calls. But Keep pounding, guys. Best thing
Keep
about
pounding.
Panther season is C3, and let's queue up those motherfucking mock drafts for 2026.
Yuck.
Chew 'em up.
You
Keep
know, I
pounding.
hate the draft. The Panthers are doing this because they just want. You know, I went to.
Yeah, they want you to be miserable.
I went
Can
to
I just?
Matt. Go ahead.
I just want to read this comment by Diesel Skills because it's very illuminating. Bryce Young threw for 8 less yards today compared to 2024 against the Saints. Both of those games, he threw an interception and a touchdown. Like, we have spent our last 2 first-round picks at wide receiver, and we're going backwards. We're going fucking backwards, boys. We're in bizarro world. I don't understand, dude. Just none of this makes sense to me, bro. It just it's so
Do
frustrating.
you really
man.
think that he looked as bad today as he looked in that Saints game? I don't think so.
No, I don't. You know, it's funny because I don't think that he looked as bad, but I come away with having just as little hope in Bryce at the end of the game. So it's like I'm not seeing anything from him that says he is a game-changing quarterback that will bring us out of this. Like,
CK, you mentioned the drops earlier, right?
Yeah.
Now I watched this game, and again, obviously we watched the game, but there were, as you start getting towards where you like, oh, this sucks so bad. Like, I may not have been as. I was watching it. I was sitting there. I was laying on the bed with the TV right in front of me. But I would like maybe take them long blinks, like fretting with an app or something like this. I don't remember. I do remember like a drop like that Jatavius Sanders one early in the game.
Right.
I didn't like it. To me, I just don't remember going, oh man, Bryce would have had a great game if they wouldn't have dropped the ball. But maybe, it is true. Like, you need to have these conversion, like you got to have some plays that get some momentum and get you to another set of downs. Do you think, like, was that really the big issue here? And honestly, is like that if those players had played better. I guess I remember, would you count when you say a drop, I don't even remember all these drops. What I do remember is Leggett having that one again. Schlereth is like, you got to know it. You got to touch the toes. Man, his big ass foot was a quarter inch out of bounds. Xavier Leggett. Is that a play? That play changes the game a lot. Is that when you count that as a drop? Like, where were these other drops at? Or
that was a drop. Hunter Renfro, JT Sanders, the T-Mac drop in the end zone on that 4th and 5.
That's not a drop.
That was a
drop.
That was a drop. He tried to catch it one-handed.
Yeah, because the dude was holding his fucking arm.
No, he wasn't. Go back and look.
Yes,
the
he
dude's
was.
contact happened when the ball got to his hand. That's when the contact happened. He's allowed to do that in that moment. Like that, there was not. Now there are other ones that should, like, I think the Hunter Renfro one at the very beginning of the game should have been a pass interference, but that one is not one that I would put as pass interference.
So
I wouldn't put the Xavier Leggett one as pass interference.
So you think that T-Mac should have caught that ball?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think that it was like
that ball was so perfectly placed. Like that should have been a catch, 100%. Now, does that mean that I'm out on T-Mac? No, absolutely not. But I think that absolutely should have been caught by T-Mac. That was he tried to catch it with one hand instead of trying to corral it with 2 hands. That was what that was.
I've seen like a drop to me. All right. Okay. So, I guess you can
Rico Dowdle drop at the end of the game.
If you technically count that as a drop, then I guess I'm all right with that. To me, a drop is that you threw the ball. Like, how many remember them Cam ones that throw it and it's like this is like there's nobody around and it hits you in the hands and you're looking like this. Like that, the T-Mac catch would have been an extraordinary catch. If he would have made that touchdown, that would have been like, you know what? If that one play would have said Bryce is the best quarterback ever and T-Mac is the best fucking receiver ever.
Hold on. People are misunderstanding which one we're talking about. There was one that was a pass interference that was called that was not I think they called that a catch anyway. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about the 4th and 5 in the end zone. There's multiple people said he did catch the ball. He didn't come close to catching this ball. Like the ball was it was definitely a drop. There was no contesting that. I think you guys may be misunderstanding.
The one crazy one was that
was clearly a pass.
That was pass interference. Yeah,
that one 100%.
I still think it was, but there's a lot of people.
I watched it live.
CK, I know you. I mean, it's like I respect your opinion. I just still think that in this league it should be considered pass interference. But my boy Kev is with you on this. So that end zone one. But to me, that's just a fucking incredibly tough play, too. I mean, good defense, right? That contributed to it. I don't know. I just didn't feel like the drops were probably and I didn't even think Bryce was awful. He was awful.
No, he was average.
Awful until he was.
Yeah.
He was awful, CK. As soon as the first time he made a mistake, he made the pick, and then he went and sat under the shade thing. And he looked like he was like kind of upset, but like he was going to be. Look, I'm looking at it right now. He just looks like this. He turned into awful when he went and Canales said something to him and he slammed his helmet and this and that. He looked like he was going to cry.
Right.
I thought he was going to cry on the sidelines.
What do you think Canales said to him? Because Canales came up, put his hand
buddy.
on his shoulder.
Like, hey, it's going to be okay, buddy.
No, but no. I think he said, hey, you had JT open in the back of the end zone. And then he stopped and it was like, fuck, and then slammed his helmet.
Why don't you go do it? I told somebody this the other. Everybody's telling me how I couldn't fix this door. And every time I change the doorknobs on something, it never just works smoothly. Like you're like, oh, just change the doorknob. It's just gonna work, and the door never shuts the same again. Like this, and they're like, oh, you must. I was like, if it's so fucking easy, y'all go do it. That's what Bryce said to him.
Hey, 3 more super chats. Appreciate all of these co-pays, man. Y'all are the best.
Thank you. Because we're in the negative.
Easily the best part of Sunday. The Mr. Elevation with the $5 says, fellas, it's not the loss that's disappointing. It's the way we lost to a team that takes on the identity of the coach. Canales' personality is soft. I agree, man. He comes off like a Boy Scout. Cody T says, Bryce Young fucking sucks. Start Hooker. Damn, boys, it's already starting.
Okay.
Vegas Panthers drew with the $10 last one. Says, I tried to tell myself all offseason that Bryce showed promise and we almost beat some good teams, but he has consistently shown he is an average quarterback. If you have to be benched to play good, you are not it.
Interesting comment in the chat I want to address in a positive way. Thank you for everybody who listens, everybody who comments, and also those who like the show, dislike the show, or me. I think I'm the punching bag now. I get a lot of bad comments, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. Y'all giving us time. Somebody said this in the chat. They said, can we stop debating and can we analyze? All right. The reason this comment's interesting in me too is when I watched this game, I knew right away. I was like, fuck, what I'm in store for. It's like, I feel like Groundhog's Day as a Panther fan for the last 3 years when it comes to Bryce, last 6 years when it comes to everything, right? It's like, oh, great. Another season of us just talking about Bryce Young all the time, this and that. Like, it's just like, Dave, like we are on repeat. So that's why that comment's first interested me. But like, and I'm sorry that too, as fans, we get emotionally invested. And like it was, I told you, like, how do we work through this game? Because your emotions are so overwhelming in this, is that you get like, I just got to be like, oh, it's Bryce. But if we do want to analyze this game, I guess whatever that means, I actually kind of want to know. What are we getting a damn
Amber Alert?
Amber Alert. Is it coming through my Bluetooth?
No, I don't hear it on the broadcast.
Okay.
It's just on your end.
Okay. But like if to analyze this game, then like to try to take out that, oh, we're just going to get on repeat about Bryce Young and the awfulness of this team. And the next phase of this is how it's David Tepper's fault. Right. That's still to come, that we will get into throughout the season. I really don't want that season to be coming down. But if you do analyze this game, as you would say, this is that defense really kept this, like, was okay for 2 quarters. They scored at the end of the second quarter. It really felt like as you go into halftime, you had that long delay that the Panthers came out with it felt like they felt like the game was about to get out of hand quicker than like Schlereth and them are like, oh, well, there's got to be some urgency. You got to score. They were like, man, you're only down. You were down, what, like 10 points or something, maybe 14 points. And there was like only 4 minutes off the clock in the third quarter. They're acting like the game was over, the broadcasters. But if we want to break down, what do you break down? I'll break down this game right here as the Panthers got beaten every phase. And actually, I would argue that they beat themselves, and not in the typical way that you beat yourself through penalties and this and that, but just by not playing well, by not executing anything. Bryce Young at times not only didn't make the play when it needed to be made to make the play, he had turnovers. And he had probably more turnovers or less turnovers than he should have had in this game. Then you look at this as you had McMillan being the only receiver that did anything. Chuba Hubbard had 32 yards, 3 catches. But at the same time, Chuba Hubbard, we only ran the ball for a total of, it looks like about 100 yards. 113 yards total. 40 of those came from Bryce Young, right? The Panthers did not run the ball on offense. They could not run the ball. The offensive line could not establish or like their presence. They couldn't just move the line of scrimmage. And not only did they not just look, I mean, they didn't look great at times. Like, it wasn't just like they were a sieve and there's like he was getting free sacks all the time. But you really know that it's 2nd and 1, and then it's 3rd and 1, and then you're throwing it. You can't convert in those moments. They couldn't impose, so we couldn't run the ball. Bryce Young made some pretty good, like some strong throws. He did what like you kind of see him where the Bryce Young supporters want to is take these chances, do these flicks, these things. And it's like, man, how does he even see over these guys? He's finding windows, but the receivers didn't make any play. You want to continue to analyze this. Xavier Legette did not quell anybody's concerns about his play. I almost felt like I didn't recognize him, to be honest. I didn't think he looked as diesel as he did last year. He almost looked a little frumpy looking in the face. Like, I don't know what. Legette? Yeah, like, I mean, I just thought.
Too many of them Raccoon Club sandwiches that Bank of America put together now, man.
Yeah. Look, all right, so then we couldn't run the ball. So what is continue just with the analysis, like whatever that means, instead of us debating. Then what? The defense gave up a big run plays, got gashed for some big plays. I don't even think this team just like churned against us like some of the past ones, like last year, where it was just like they're going to run 6, 7, 8 yards at a clip. There were times the Panthers defense stopped and made some good plays. But right when we needed them to make a big stop to give the offense an opportunity to get out of their own head, to get one more shot, to do this, something wrong happened. I don't think the Panthers played good at any phase. I don't even know what the worst part about it was. I thought everybody was bad. And my final analytical component is the coaches that we talked about Double E, but like really Canales, I was disappointed in Canales today, or like his presence, his eagerness, like his ability to calm things or excite things. He looked overwhelmed too.
Well, I wanted to say this too. Mark Schlereth, I know you're not a fan of him, but he was eviscerating Xavier Legette during the broadcast.
Yeah.
And
I saw your tweet.
Yeah, because not only did he, not drag his foot on that pass to the sideline, but then he was whiffing on a block.
Yeah.
So he's like, dude, if you're not out there blocking, you're not out there catching the ball, what are you even out there doing? And I said this about Xavier Legette, right? So much of the offseason conversation around him was him being at the Kentucky Derby and being in a Glorilla video and all this other dumb shit. And, if you're going to be that guy who's out and about, like you're one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, getting all the media opportunities, but then you have to come out there and back it up. You have to show that you are capable of actually being a dominant wide receiver that we moved up into the first round to draft. You are none of those things. So now the criticism around Xavier Legette is going to be even more negative than it would have been otherwise, even if he wasn't out there doing all those things. Someone on Twitter called him another Jonathan Mingo that we traded up for, dude. It's that bad.
I saw before, and what's funny about this is like you could almost see the Panthers fans' trauma is that right away after that Chargers game, people are already talking about Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
And how the Panthers could, like he
just looks like a complete wide receiver.
And then you got Justin Herbert, who was Cody's dude. And
Jim Harbaugh.
God, it's like every moment we get this stab. I think this is I know that Mark Schlereth just talked shit about XL on that. It wasn't dragging the foot. It was that toe got he got the two. It was just a little if it was almost like he needed he's not thinking enough. The concentration part of how important this awareness could be. Yeah. But I think there is that when we look at a player like Bryce Young, who is undersized, who has to play bigger than he is, I know that is a tough thing for someone to do, but there is nothing sadder in the world to me. And maybe it's because I was always a small kid, you know what I'm saying? The little Italian kid that didn't grow until he hit the junior year of high school. When I graduated high school, I was 140 pounds, barely 5'10", and so you get all these people that have all these fucking crazy physical gifts. I was the Bryce Young in that, not Bryce Young isn't good, but you're always playing basketball with people that are bigger, that are more physically, they have a better skill set. I think this is the saddest thing is to watch a big, strong ass motherfucker get bullied. And we've seen it a couple of times with Leggett now, and I love him. And I'm not giving up on him. Today didn't look great.
Sure.
But he got beat up in that preseason fight. Basically, he was the one that came out with no helmet, bleeding and shit. And he's twice the size of this. Today's pick, he got bumped off that. And I know he didn't see it coming. And it's really easy to say for me to talk shit because he's sitting there, he's concentrating on football. And then all of a sudden he gets blasted, bumped by this dude. But it's this is the guy that's bigger and he's got knocked off his spot by this little dude. Come on, there's nothing good. Tell me
we're
what
soft. We're just soft.
This team is the only good thing out of today.
And by the way, it's you already mentioned it earlier, that the Jacksonville Jaguars did not look like some world beater. That team was ripe to be beaten at home. And we just could not do it. Shout out to Dan Floyd. Where was Jimmy Horn too? You had no one that was out there to be able to take the top off the defense.
He was inactive.
Why? Why was he inactive?
Probably because they needed all those men on offensive line, I think. And now the concern, and I know that Joe Person came on the show and he said that we didn't have a lot of injuries in training camp. But now the problem with the Panthers for so many years now is that the only way that they're going to be good or could be good is if the plan went right, where everybody you're not even good when everything goes right. There's an opportunity when all your starters out there, you're not a better team or even a great team.
Yeah.
You don't know a lot about these guys, but now you're already getting injuries to people that are really important to the plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's, that was one of the things coming out of training camp. We were we're actually pretty healthy by all accounts. Coming out of training camp, we come in here fully stacked. Then you have the Coker injury and then the Ike Ekwonu situation and so on and so forth. It just keeps on, trickling down to, other players. What I thought was interesting, and I saw it all over X during the game, the problem that I had with the game is it feels like everything we do is so hard. Why do we make it look
right?
How do other teams make it look so easy? I was watching, even on that Jags end around that they did where they scored, I think Brian Thomas Jr. Scored on the reverse or whatever it was. That was 8-8. It just everybody, it just was so easy for them on that designed play, and it just feels like everything we do is has to be the ball goes our way. Like that's what it feels like. In order for us to win, we have to have the ball bounce our way, right? That's the thing. And that, like anytime that one of the things I'm a big proponent of is that I don't believe in luck, right? What I mean by that is luck exists on a microcosm, but it does not exist in the grand scheme of things. And if you're somebody who works hard, you'll outwork luck every day of the week, right? And it feels like we have to rely on luck for us to win. And that's why when you zoom out, we look like a bad football team. That's
because
to
we
me,
are bad, CK.
Right. That's what I mean. It's like, so we are bad because we can't like other teams that are good teams can have the ball go the other direction and pull it, like have it be all right. Right. Like that fumble that Bryce had, like that was just one of the best plays by a defensive player you're ever going to see. Like to get that punch at the exact spot that it needed to be. Like that's just, that there's not a quarterback in the world that's going to hold that ball. And so that
happens. Right.
And so, but there are other people there are other teams that outperform bad luck. And that is what is so tough to watch this football team, is because in order for us to win, things have to be perfect, it feels like. And that's a hard way to live, because I don't know how you guys feel, but every time that we get the ball or every time we go and we're facing another team, I have no confidence that our team is going to pull it out. Like it's 3rd and 15. And my first thought is like, we're still going to give this up.
I'm not picking the Panthers to win ever, like until they start winning. Like this is, I went on the radio. We do these weekly picks on Pirate Radio, and I picked the Panthers, and I said, this is the only time I'm going to pick them right now because I don't have any information yet. But if they lose this game, I'm not picking them anymore until they actually start winning. Like I don't even care if I think in my heart that it could happen. I'm not picking them. And this year, CK, with the preseason talk, I've been very detached from. I've been trying to detach emotionally. I'm scared that I'm getting apathetic. And as someone who's trying to generate a podcast and continue to build on all the years and time we put on this, like that's the worst thing that could happen. I can't get to that point. But when the preseason, I knew in my heart when I came up here and was doing the shows, I wanted to say the preseason didn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, because I don't really think it's like, it doesn't determine your season. But when you're going to like where other teams make things look easy and we make football look hard, every excuse that is like why we didn't perform in the preseason because we're vanilla offense, this and that. At some point, when do we just go out there and make plays? I don't care if it's complicated. Just get 3 yards. Just drive down the field and find a way to score. Like, is at some point, when are they going to give us anything? All we're sitting here is doing is every week we're trying to search for anything that just says that it's not as bad as it is. When are they just going to give us some fucking food, man? When is they going to give us some manna?
Dude, I genuinely believe there's only 2 elite football players on this team. I think it's J.C. Horn and Derek Brown. And I think everybody else is just
T-Mac.
T-Mac.
I mean, can't say that yet.
All right, but look,
I can see it.
T-Mac had a fantastic game, but only one game into the season, and it's not like he was open all the time.
Today?
Can't say that about him yet.
No, what I can say is this: is that at every moment, everybody else looked bad or unmemorable. Is that this guy, even in the worst moments, still showed he did the things that he was advertised, contested
but remember,
catches,
I'm saying
and that. I'm already sitting here worrying
though.
About this. Is we got a great talent, and this motherfucker's career going to go to waste.
I'm saying elite football talent. I'm not saying that is not really good, but to me, there are 2 players that are elite on this football team, and until proven otherwise, everybody else is just either bad or shades of average.
I think he's a guy. I think he is. I think
I hope he is.
I could see it. I think I could see it. It's like
I'm hoping. I mean,
everybody has to earn it for me now.
That's
I'm
right there with you.
It's like he's like everything. I'm not saying like he doesn't need to go out there and be that. Like he might not be it, but like I don't know the X's and O's. Like people sometimes they're like, "Oh, you do this podcast?" I'm like, dude, I'm just a fan. But you know what? I will tell you this: is the eye test works. It might not tell you everything, but the eye test just straight up works. And I'd be like this, is the eye test fails for a lot of these or brings questions into a lot of these players right? I don't know if the eye test works exactly for Bryce Young. I don't know. But T-Mac, like, I'm like, dude, that dude belongs right away. First game, everybody else sucks. He's the only dude. I almost feel like this is like, if there was anybody, don't do this. My youngest daughter is the most fiery of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes it's bad. Like, it's like we butt heads the most we are. But the worst thing I could ever do, like, I need to find a way to channel that, not dampen that fire. And what I'm saying is, like, that dude he's like the only dude that got any.
Yeah.
I felt like this. I was like, man, how could he even be? Oh, it's so bad. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next goal.
Podcast brothers, man, that game was ugly as hell. Lord have mercy. That was an ugly ass game. They were just off today. That's all. They were just off. And I'm going to say it. I'm telling you, man. The Jaguars was holding the Panthers so much and not getting the daggone call. Like, for real. And there was some pass interference that should have been called. Matter of fact, Bryce's first interception. When Leggett was going across, man, that was pass interference, man. It was. I don't know why they didn't call that shit. And even though ETN got over 100 rushing yards, to me, the running defense got a little bit better. Just a little bit. J.C. Horn got an interception. That was good and everything like that. But Double E has to fucking go. Yes, I said it. Double E, his defense is fucking horrible. Horrible. We need to go back to the 4-3 defense. This 3-4 shit is not fucking popping. Warden went down, but he came back, and then Bobby Brown went down. I'm like, come on now, y'all. For the love of God, man. And that left tackle that stood in for Icky, he did okay, but you could tell we missed Icky. And Austin Corbett needs to get the hell up out of center and put the other dude in there, man, because he was high snapping and off target most of the damn game. If you guys didn't see that, you must not have been watching, man. So, yeah, we 0-1, but it's still early, and I still got faith in my Panthers, y'all. Give me your thoughts on that, everybody. Keep pounding.
I mean, verbatim, bro. Like, nothing you said was wrong. I just feel like this team is so uninspired. Like, they don't know what they're playing for. Like, they don't have an identity. Like, you know, they say, oh, we want to be a run-first football team. And then they go out and try and throw it on short yardage situations. So it's like they don't believe in any of the things that they say about themselves. And Tony, you said that, you know, you will give them the benefit of the doubt, you know, this game because you don't know a lot about them. Dude,
that was before I picked.
Right. But I'm saying I've been there. That's why these past 2 seasons have made me go, no, I'm not doing this again.
Maybe even give them week 1.
No, and I didn't. And none of my prediction leagues, I didn't take the Panthers in any of them because I didn't feel like they were going to win this game. I wanted them to, but we've been through this song and dance too many fucking times, bro.
It's awful.
Like, none of this is surprising to me. If people are surprised by this, I honestly don't know why. Like, I really don't. Like, if you want to say that we got some new players, cool. But this team has been so thoroughly mismanaged year after year after year. When have we been given any evidence that it isn't going to be mismanaged again this year? So, yeah, this team is never, ever getting the benefit of the doubt from me literally ever again. Ever.
Yeah. It was Kristen Butler's birthday today, or it is, right? Happy birthday. I believe
Happy birthday, Kristen. Sorry the Panthers couldn't give you a better gift.
She brought something up just here in the chat. A couple of comments in the chat I want to highlight. Kristen Butler says, Jags smiling the entire game and our team is just there. Right? Like, that's one thing. Is like it doesn't and it feels like that feeling that you have, Cody, that they also have. You know, and that is like, what is the point where they start to even believe in themselves?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like fair for like, because it is a reset. They're free agents coming in. I don't know if pros think of it like that, but it starts to feel like like there is this mental ick that's starting to come on the Panthers. Dan Floyd put this up, and I have to say this is I know CK, and I want to look, my opinion is not the right opinion. And I know that I'm hurt right now and hurt people hurt. Right. And when you like, I did come in here going, I didn't say it was Bryce Young's fault, but I was not like, I just was like, oh, here are more excuses. Like he didn't play well, you know. And when you say he was average, I feel like that's kind of being kind. I think you're probably right. And I'm not going to go like hard in the paint against it. But where I am going to go against is, and I know, and this is not a defense of double E. I don't think this defense is good all of a sudden. I don't think the defense was the straight problem today, though. And Dan Floyd put this up. Jags got 200 yards rushing. And that's exactly what you said when we came on the show prior to the show kicking off. And I was like, and you were talking about this is across the board. I think, though, do you remember when we were talking about like how that defense that year, what was it, 2 years ago? And they were like, the top in scoring defense or like points allowed, and it was we called it a fool's gold defense. I think that this 200 yards rushing is misleading, and I know, look, it's their fault. They gave up a 70-yard rush. So say, for instance, that was a 10-yard rush. This goes down to what, 190? No, like 150 yards rushing. But here is the thing is that if your offense does not score at all and is no threat of scoring, of course you're going to run the ball. I don't even know if they ran it crazy effectively. Like at what point, you know what, is they wouldn't have 200 yards rushing if we were if it was a 3-point game and they felt like they had to score and move the ball more.
Sure, that argument could have been made last year too. But the problem is like the issue I have is we knew they were running the ball. Like the difference here would be like it's a lot harder to play a game of football when you don't know whether they're throwing or running, right? We knew they were running the ball, and they still were able to run it.
The defense though held them to the Jags offense put up 6 points in the fourth quarter. They had a 2-yard run, 12-yard pass, run for no gain, 10-yard run, 2-yard run, 6-yard pass, 1-yard run, 3-yard run, 2-yard run, 10-yard pass, penalty. But still, like they run like 30 plays and they score a field goal though, right? Then they get the next drive. They have a 14. Now that we did give a 14, we gave up some at the end. They started giving them up. They started getting gas, right? It's 14 yards, 17-yard, but still you hold them to a field goal, right? Like, is that that defense? And I know it's not great, but like the defense actually, let's see, was this second quarter only gave up 6 points in the second half? Is that true? Or was this, hold on, let me see. When is that? Yeah. The defense only gave up 6 points in the second half. There is that, like, what the problem is that their team at no point had any worry or concern about the Panthers actually scoring.
Yeah, it's an embarrassment. I mean,
I guess like is that it's like they ruined the time. Like is if what is our? I mean, I guess with the defense right there is that the defense gives up 6 points in the second half, that they gave up 200 yards rushing, but what at what point is this? Is like, what was it like? Are we now going to say, oh, they could just run the clock down? It didn't matter if the Panthers had another 2 days. I don't know if they would win this game.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't even put it on the defense. I think the offense is the fucking problem. And I think the problem with the offense is that if they are so ineffective that you don't have to care, it doesn't matter if the defense good, bad, or indifferent.
I mean, the problem with the defense in my mind is that there were some stops, and I'm not going to sit here and say I do agree that I think they have improved. The part that I have an issue with is that, number one, you still have our defensive backs playing 10 feet or 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. You're also having when like in like 3rd and 15, we're still giving those up. It's we had 1st and 20 multiple times because of a hold penalty, and they still picked up the first down. Like, those are like, if you're a Panthers fan and you're in 1st and 20, you know we're not getting that. Like, there is a 5% chance we're getting a first down after that. And so that's what, but when other teams are on 1st and 20, we're like, yeah, they'll probably get a first down. Like we have that confidence that they're like, we have no confidence in our defense whatsoever that they're going to be able to hold them to, to a punt or anything in those situations usually. So when, in my mind, they didn't pass the eye test. I think their corners passed the eye test in my mind. I really do. I think our linebackers are leaving a lot to be desired right now. I will say this much on that 71-yard run. Roseboom catching up to Etienne was an incredible play, by the way. I want to say that much.
I thought he was about to take it to the house. When he started slow up, I was really worried, CK, because of how crazy he had to run Roseboom. If he pulled his hammy there.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I was like, oh God, we don't even have
laid there on the ground. I thought he was going to get hurt. I thought he got hurt.
We don't have any linebackers.
Yeah.
I actually am defending the defense here. I'm going to go ahead and defend the defense. And
listen, you can defend the defense.
Is that, how about this? Is the Panthers, if the Panthers did not, if their defense held them to 0 points in the second half, they still don't win this game. It's crazy. This is the Panthers' drive, offensive drive, field goal, interception, punt, fumble, end of half. Third quarter, turnover on downs, punt, turnover on downs, touchdown, interception. They didn't
the thing that's crazy about that, Tony, if you look at where some of our drives ended with that fumble, with the fourth down turnover on downs, things like that, like this game, even with as poorly as it looked, it should have been a lot closer, right? Had we kicked that field goal on that 4th and 5 instead of throwing it to T-Mac in the end zone and not catching, like if we kick that field goal, it's a 2-possession game, right? It's 14. We're down 14 at that point.
We'll win on Thursday.
Right. Yeah. So 4th and 5 was what it was. If it was 4th and 1, okay, whatever. But a 4th and 5, man, I mean, you got to kick that field goal. Give yourself some momentum, moving in the right direction. I know what they were trying to do is trying to spark something, but it just seems like we could not get the lighter to start, right? To be able to ignite the flame. And it's just like, that's the part that when I'm looking at how many of those drives ended in close scoring situations, that 4th down where Bryce Young threw it out of the back of the end zone for whatever reason, by the way, there's no excuse for that. I'm not going to sit here and excuse Bryce for, the mistakes he actually made in my mind. And that was not one that I think that you've if there's nobody open, you try and make something happen with your legs. Like that's quarterback in 101 in a situation that's 4th down. But that could be situational awareness he was lacking. Maybe he didn't know that he was 4th down, which I have a hard time believing. So, man, it's a situation that, this game should have been way closer, even with as poorly as we played.
Yeah. And I think that when it comes to Bryce, it's not even the mistakes he made. That's not even my issue right here. It's the things he hasn't done.
Yeah.
And it's not even the mistake, the drop. Oh, we can say a drop. This is like when it's like at some point you just overcome things.
Yeah.
I want to go through these copays that you're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. It's therapy session for you guys. We're going to be here holding therapy on Sundays, one Monday night game this year. We're here for you, but we need you to be there for us, and you have been there tonight. Mr. Elevation, I don't know if we've already read these, but they need to be read. Thank you for your copay. I know it's on game, but the Panthers we want to wait for we did read that one. Here is this one. He said, fellas, it's not the loss. Thank you for the $5 copay. Fellas, not the loss. That's disappointing. It's the way we lost. A team takes on the identity of the coach. Canales' personality is soft. I told you he was like Ted Lasso, but Ted Lasso did win. So we're hoping that niceness somehow comes around. Exactly. Cody Teague says, Bryce Young fucking sucks. Start Hooker. Vegas Panthers Drew, thank you, man, so much for your $10 copay. I tried to tell myself all offseason that Bryce showed promise, and we almost beat some good teams, but he has consistently shown he's an average QB. If you have to be benched to play good, you not it. Stonewall, thank you for your $4.99 copay. 2 things lost this game, leaderships and turnovers both equal the QB. I have an answer to this Kyle Trask. That's a sad statement right there. Thank you, Stonewall, for being a C3 super fan. For $1.99 a month, you can help us make it through. Look, if you think it's bad for the Panthers, try being a Panthers podcaster and generating excitement. Y'all the real deal. Y'all are the real deal, but we need to find some more real deal people out there to help us continue and keep the excitement going for ourselves. Vegas Panthers Drew, thank you for your $2 copay. XL is the Brian Burns of wide receivers. And look at this. I love to see names that like I know that have been here through thick and thin with us. Roosevelt Mungo, $10 copay right here. Thank you so much. Really, you just paid. You guys collectively helped me pay the bills for the podcast and the streaming service and all of that. Carolina has become a place where good coaches don't want to come to coach. Good free agents don't want to come play. Active roster players want out, and it looks like players and coaches are all collecting checks. I thought we were beating that a little bit. I thought we were starting to beat it a little bit.
I did too.
And it really felt like we got some good free agents coming here. We made some good decisions. I think Dan Morgan. So we don't want to go overboard with like how deep let's just say this is let's hope it's not as bad as that. Right. Yep. I'm sitting here crying, CK, and bemoaning the idea of looking for a quarterback, looking for another coach. But if this comment by Roosevelt Mungo is true, it's even worse than that. Right. And it's problematic. Hold on. Let's take another call right here. See. Oh gosh, my daughter is calling me. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to do too many things, just like Bryce Young was trying to do. Let's go. What did we do? Did we do this one, CK? Let's see.
CK, Tony Dunn, Cody Black, our man Greg. What up? It's the Hope Dealer checking in post the first game. Well, boys, just like the guy on the Water Boy, all I can say is, "Oh no, we suck again."
Oh no, we suck again.
This game, man, that was painful to watch. That was painful to watch, y'all. I'm trying not to jump to too many conclusions, but man, that looked bad, y'all. That looked bad. Bryce Young
didn't look good. How
about man, he looked like the old Bryce. Not the Alabama Bryce, but the year one Bryce, the weeks 1 and 2 Bryce last year. That's not a good look, man. Not in year 3. Also, man, the defense Evero got to go, man. Like I don't get it. I don't understand how teams are able to just run all over us. You know, really the only bright spots I could see, you know, J.C. Horn with the pick. J.C. Horn, Shaq Smith-Wade had some decent moments as well. You know, Ted McMillan, he had some good catches. But, man, what's up with Leggett, man? What's up with Leggett? Like, I've been a proponent, but come on, Leggett, you got to step up. I mean, off-target balls. You know, guys, what I saw was a team that should have played more in the preseason. They looked unprepared. It's not that they didn't have opportunities. It's almost like they didn't know how to seize them because they hadn't been there before because of lack of preparation from not playing in the preseason. But, hey, man, this the Hope Dealer. What do I know? Another painful year. Keep pounding.
CK responds to this when I text my daughter back.
I mean, yeah, it's certainly another painful year. Let's hope it's not, right? Here we're game 1 of the, long season. And my hope, and I'm sure many Panthers fans, not optimism, by the way, I'm not living in this world, but my optimism, or my hope rather, is that we do see this team start to become cohesive in week 2 and beyond. I'm really hoping this is just the cobwebs from them only having three drives in the preseason. You got to keep in mind they haven't played real football. Even if you want to consider their 2 drives in game 2 of the preseason, it's been 3 weeks since that game. And so these guys are still coming in here a bit rusty because of that alone, adding to the fact that it wasn't very long. And that second game did not really give us a tremendous amount of confidence in this offense, even with that preseason game going the way that it did. So it's painful. I think week 1 so far is painful. If this continues through the rest of the season, yeah, I agree. This is crazy. Let me ask you, Tony. While I know we got to play this next one because Cody's got to get off and go eat. But what do you think is happening first? Do you think Bryce is getting benched first, or do you think that that Evero gets fired first?
Oh, I think. Well, I don't know what would happen. What will happen?
Mm-hmm.
I think what should happen is, no, actually, I want to say no to either.
You don't think either
make
of them
all
are
of
gonna
the, I
happen?
say I think you got to make all of these guys fucking own it. I'm gonna say this to Evero is I'm not firing you. Fuck that. You got to keep running this defense out here because I don't want somebody telling me you're a good coordinator and go get a better job. You know how sometimes like we get mad at these coaches or these like they didn't give a player an opportunity that they were going to cut to put some film on tape.
Right.
We congratulate them when they do. Like, oh, that was them giving an opportunity to this vet or this player to put a little film out on tape. So because we're not going to go with them so somebody else can court them. What I don't want, I think firing these motherfuckers is the easy way out for them.
Yeah.
And that's what I say is I say make them suffer through this with us. So like firing Evero, you should have done it already. Now y'all all got to take your medicine. What does that make? Does it make you better? Does it really make you better to get like your assistant under him who was underqualified, maybe overwhelmed, also going to have all the same fucking problems? I say this, soak in the misery with us.
Yeah.
I would say that probably, actually, if it goes like today, I think Bryce Young gets benched first. If it goes like today.
Sure. Okay.
But I think both of them, to me, you make all of them play it out. If I got to do this post-game show, they got to do it. I'm not walking away and letting Evero take a free check.
No, I completely agree. Let me rephrase. I don't agree that from the morale of the actual team, right? If we're just continuing to move, like, do you think anybody from last year's defense wants to be associated with the worst defense in the history of the NFL? Absolutely not. And I think that if you keep a guy on
the same defense, CK.
Well, I'm saying
like,
right now
there's so many different players on this team, but there is a real problem at linebacker. Right, there is such a weakness in the middle. I think our DBs are fine.
DBs are good. I think DBs they were good last year.
I think our safeties were fine today. Like I don't think that they were like a big problem. I think this is a death by 1,000 cuts. CK.
I think
cut everywhere.
I agree. I think what's happening right now, if I have to be honest, there was failures across the board, and it almost like a comedy of errors. A circus, if you will. And because of that, it makes everything feel worse than it is. In all honesty, I think that's really kind of what we feel like is we're going to be a lot more critical of this one mistake, T-Mac making one drop. Oh my gosh, in my mind, at least, that's the worst thing ever, right?
To that point,
Xavier Legette dropping that or not getting that toe down, even though it was a half an inch away from it.
Yeah.
Like we want to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, right?
It wasn't.
It's all of these things added together make us pretend like the sky is falling. And I think, and Cody, I don't know if you heard me.
It actually is.
Well, it feels that way because of what happened, but we were closer in this game than we want to admit because there were a lot of times we were in like a lot of those drives ended in the red zone. If we got field goals on all of those, add 9 more points, we're at 29-23. You know what I mean? Or 26. Right. But here's 20 or 19-26.
Feel like we were close.
Early on. I mean, first quarter, and even some in the second quarter when there was still time.
But when we went to halftime, like after that, like every play, like at what point are you Chicken Little where you're scared the sky is falling? At what point are you actually the sky is falling. You're trying to tell yourself it's not. Like, I didn't feel like the Panthers had a chance in the second half. And when you're talking about a comedy of errors, CK, I agree. Like, as we can go, like, it's like we're getting too hard on one thing, but like nothing, when nothing goes right ever, I wish I could just blame everything on Bryce. That would be easier.
That would be easier. And that's what I was saying. It feels harder. It feels worse that there isn't one singular person or even just two people to turn to, which in my mind,
offense though.
I think
offense. I will blame this whole game on the offense.
I think ultimately it's the coaching in general. I think if I'm blaming, even if I'm blaming the defense, I can blame Evero all I want, but there's one person who has decided to keep Evero on his staff for 2 years after following what we had last year. Even like that falls on our head coach. Like he's dodged that bullet for too much time that we can't continue to like save him from the defense being a problem. Right? He is going to be an issue.
All
so
right. Let's power through some calls.
Hold on. I got something to help everybody be a little happier.
What, a pretty baby? Oh, how sweet.
Hi, everybody.
You look so expensive.
Hello. She's the best thing I've seen tonight.
They keep pounding.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Daddy.
Oh, look. Actually, that's what. Look, CK, cherish that moment where your kids like you. It's going to end. Let's go to the next call.
No one here. It's finally over. The war is finally over. Man, that was pitiful. If I ever seen pity, that was pitiful. Man, Bryce Young. No, that's not even go to Bryce Young. Our defensive coordinator. Man, I want you fired. I want you gone by tomorrow morning. I want to wake up to news that you've been fired. Oh my God, you're bad. Our defense can't, like, bro, the Matt Rule era was better than this. I'd rather have Sam Darnold out there than this. Shoot, bring back Sam Darnold. I'm done with Bryce Young. It's no more excuses.
Sam Darnold.
And I mean, I might be jumping the gun here, but man, Dave Canales, bro, you're too laid back, bro.
Damn.
Like, dude, come on, bro. Like, put your foot down. Like, bro, you're the head coach of this team, and I watch when we hear this press conference, it's gonna be like, well, I've seen a lot of good drives out there. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I didn't see nothing good. Year after year after year. The same BS every year. Every year. Where's this magical rebuild? I don't see it. I see 2024 season all over again. Like, bro, shoot Pitt and Hooker.
We're hurt.
Freak that.
This is trauma.
Freaking Pitt and Sam Darnold. Bring Sam Darnold back. I might start a position. Bring back Sam Darnold. Bring back Matt Rule. Freak it. Hey, I'd rather have them seasons than this. At least we actually had some hope and won some games, even though it was still bad. Hey, bring back Matt Rule.
Oh, God, don't ever say that. Cody, show thought for Tuesday to think about, are the Panthers the worst team in the NFC South? We're going to the next call.
Hey, boys. Well, this game was just absolutely horrible. I feel so stupid wasting money for YouTube TV and Sunday ticket because being in California, I got to pay up the ass to watch my team.
I can help you out with that.
No one cares. Xavier Legette, if he
Cancel it.
plays like that this whole year, he needs to get cut. I think this is going to be the last year for Dan Canales when this continues. And I think the reason why everyone went from optimism to just the same old Panthers is because, dude, it looked horrible. I mean, we were just getting whooped the entire game. No one seemed to put any effort. The only people that seemed to care was T-Mac, J.C. Horn, which when you pay him that much, I'd hope he'd care.
And I'd argue Chuba looked like he cared, but it looked like we just kind of gave up on him. And Bryce either needs to grow some inches or we need to cut him. Or not cut, but like get something better in the draft. I mean, at this rate, we're probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. So we going for another QB?
Cody, I saw someone tweet that I hope Bryce Young gets struck by lightning and grows 6 inches. Like, I mean, here is the thing is, the problem, and this is where I really was like just sad, is this team, the Jags didn't beat us. I'll even say we beat ourselves. We just didn't play. We didn't do anything to win. They didn't do anything to beat us. We just didn't do anything to win. And I put this on the offense. I'm sorry. This was an offensive problem. I know you can talk about the defense and all this, that, but the 29 fuck that is this team did not score at all at any moment. And I don't even want we could have kicked field goals, because then that still would have been a loss. Let's go to the next call.
Hey boys, just another wonderful start to the season. JP here. I haven't called in a while, but
thanks.
Thought I'd call in because I was just looking at the math, and the numbers are staggering. When I look at the fact that since the 15-win season, by my numbers, the Carolina Panthers are 53-86. We are in the worst era, arguably, of this franchise. I don't think we're in the Tim Couch era of the Cleveland Browns, the Joey Arrington era of the Detroit Lions. We could be looking at 10, 15, 20 years of just embarrassing football.
Talk about this. This is the scariest part.
There's very little sign that things are going to get better. Bryce is in year 3. He looks horrible today. 2 bad turnovers. It doesn't maybe there does not look like there's a lot of tread on these tires. And I don't know. I don't know how you get out of this. And it's disappointing. You would have liked to have seen a little bit of a closer game today, but the Panthers just got dummied. They got dummied by the Jacksonville Jaguars, not by the Bills. And Greg had the team winning 10, 11 games. Really? After they got dummied by the Jags? I just don't see it. I see another 4-win season, 3-win season, maybe 5.
We got beat the fuck up by a bad team.
But it doesn't look like we're sniffing any doesn't look like we're sniffing the playoffs, I guess. We'll see. It's 1 loss. Try not to get too buried in it, but there was no positive takeaways today. I didn't see anything outside of Chuba having a good day.
He barely had a good day.
Anyway, boys.
Yeah, barely.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it a good
Early
day.
on, he was getting like 6 or 7 yards.
Take care.
He barely had a good, that touchdown catch.
He found him, bro.
That touchdown catch.
Yeah. And they left him open, too. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him, but it's like, no one on this offense other than T-Mac, were really good.
There was a time, though, that we were upset that this Panthers team couldn't put back-to-back winning seasons together. But that call right there highlights my greatest fear is, once you get the ick. I listened to season 3 of Serial. It's a podcast. Now you got to pay for that shit, which I hate because they got bought by the New York Times. But they were just talking about once you get in the justice system, it doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. You're in the system. Even if you're exonerated, you still had to pay all this money. You had to spend all this time. The Panthers have gotten the ick. We're moving into the ick phase to where if it is 10, 20 years of this, it's, I don't know. It's really sad. And how do we get out of it? I don't know. Let's go to the next call. Short one here.
Hi, this is Michael Weidrich. I gotta say, this was really fucking disappointing. to see this fucking team do the same bullshit every fucking time. Bryce Young did not fucking impress me. The team did not impress me at all. This is a fucking misery that loves company. I hate the fact that I'm 30 years old, going on 31 next year, to only find out my team is fucking up my happiness for this fucking team right now. I am pissed. Keep pounding, boys.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like,
keep pounding.
Not the only one.
You know what? I'm glad that you're pissed. I'm glad that you're pissed because, you know, you give us, we've got 6 years of this and then 6 more weeks of this, and you're not going to be pissed. You're just going to not call in. So thank you, every single person that has brought energy into the podcast, that's brought a chat, that's brought a sub, that's brought a thumbs up, that's brought a copay, all of that. We appreciate it because, you know what? We've got to, at this point, fuck the Panther players. We've got to will them through this. This podcast will will them through this somehow. My girlfriend said this to me. She said, I know you will love me forever. I like to the end of time. And she said, because you suffer through this right here and you love these mugs. You love this team. This like is like that is a testament right there that our love for something like this does not waver. But when it wavers will be the problem. Let's go back. Chuck got one more. Maybe he's going to say,
hey guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City again. And I know you probably aren't going to take but so many multiple calls, but something's just sticking in the crawl in my mind. And it's this Adam Thielen deal. You know, he takes the guys up to Minnesota. He's got everybody involved. He does everything like this. He pulls this shit because Minnesota came calling. I'm tired of being every other team. Oh, we'll just call the Panthers and get whatever. And then Thielen jumps at the chance. Well, they're the ones who let him go to begin with. They cut him. They let him go. They didn't want him anymore. And then when they're desperate, they just think they can weasel in. I know we got the draft pick, the whole 9 yards. But do you really stop and think about during the spring practices and the early off-season practices, all the way into training camp and beginning the preseason games, how many reps did Thielen take away from guys that could have used them? You don't think Renfro and Bryce couldn't have had a little bit more working conditions together and getting their timing down better, or Bryce and some of these other receivers? I understand the Coker deal. That was an injury that happens. That does happen. But Thielen taking up all these reps, not only he screwed us at the end, he screwed us during the whole time because we spent too much time letting this guy take reps away from people that were actually going to be here. And that pisses me off with him. And I get tired of people talking about how great he is and what he did and this and that. Screw that guy. He plays for Minnesota. His heart was in Minnesota. I don't give a damn if he scores another touchdown or how he does again. I don't give a shit about him. It just burns my ass.
Chuck mad. Somebody in the chat said Daniel Broach watching on Facebook. We don't get a lot of Facebook watches, so highlight this. He said Thielen knew what we didn't. Oh, so sad.
Oh, that's rough.
That's
you know,
I
even said though, like, does it say anything that Adam Thielen would prefer an unproven player like JJ McCarthy over third-year Bryce Young? Like, I don't know. Tony, I don't know how many of these comments you've read. I'll read this one from Stonewall. Says 2 things lost this game.
We went through all of them. We did all of them.
This last one by Roosevelt Mongo.
We did them. We're good. Keeping up. This one we didn't do. Mr. Stratz.
Mr. Stratz with $2.
Thanks for the ride, Stratz. I love you.
Appreciate your Stratz.
Balls. All right, let's roll through this. 3 more calls to go. 1 long one, 2 short ones.
Me, C-Dog 1983 TV.
C-Dog.
Gotta tell you, man, real quick, man. Jacksonville, Florida showed me real big love down here. real big love down here in Jacksonville, Florida. Only thing good from this trip was the love that I got from the Jacksonville Jaguars and the fans down here. And real shout out to Angie Subs down here, the best subs in Jacksonville, Florida. But real quick, man, I'm just very disappointed of this game, man. We didn't look like we were prepared today for this to be the first game of the season, and for us not to let the starters play that much in preseason. We came out today unorganized. People, man, it was just too much, man. I can't even put this shit on Bryce, man. Man, people running the wrong routes, motherfuckers dropping the goddamn ball. That was embarrassing, man. Today was fucking embarrassing, man. The play calling was terrible. Offense and defense. Evero, get the fuck up out of here. Evero got to get the fuck up out of here. He can fucking go. Burn the fucking road up, man. I'm done with his ass. XL can fucking go. I'm done with XL. I'm done with Evero. Period. But man, going forward, we gotta do better, man. I was not expecting us to come out here and lose to the fucking Jaguars, man. That shit fucking crazy, man. Come all the way down here for that shit, man. Like, man. It's unacceptable that we came out here and we looked like we wasn't prepared today. Like, man, all phases, we did not play down one quarter of good football today. Before the butter delay or after the butter delay. It was just piss fucking poor football today, man. I'm disappointed, man. XL can go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. It's very disappointing, man. But whenever you come in here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the great fucking content. The C3 Podcast is the longest running Panthers podcast on YouTube. They go live. They got a game recap every Sunday. They go live every Tuesday. They got the free for all every Friday. We got the Madden simulation on Saturday. But hopefully we get better. We get better after this loss. But man, XL can fucking go. In my personal opinion, he can get the fuck up out of here, man. But everybody have a great fucking day and keep fucking pounding, man.
Keep pounding, brother. We appreciate you, man. Yeah, everybody can go. I was supportive of Xavier again, but now
I know it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I don't have an ounce of supporting me for any of these dudes.
That's the thing is, at what point does that want for support get overwhelmed? And I do, I guess. But I don't support anybody until they start supporting us. Next call.
Hey, Panthers, this is Stonewall. Listen, I watched the game today, and I like Bryce Young, but the man looked like he didn't know what he was doing when he got up to the line. A little guy like that needs to know where he's throwing the ball after he looks at the defense. He didn't seem to know what he was doing. He's not big enough to run around out there and see the field. And I got one suggestion for you, Kyle Trask.
Oh.
See you later, Panthers.
Man, when we're suggesting Kyle Trask, and then also we've got Noah saying go back to Sam Darnold. Like, bro, just when you think the state of Panther fans can't get lower, we're like, oh, the bottom has not dropped out yet.
Oh, no. And remember when Joe Person said the defense can't get worse? And in my heart, I said,
yes. And we were both like, oh, Joe, why'd you do it? I was
trying to be nice to a guest who's smart.
Why'd you do it?
I was like, yeah. All right, let's keep going. Two more.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that kind of feels like last year and the year before. They play, they're terrible, and they just, there's inconsistency. They're just bad. I'm gonna say, man, when you thought this game was bad, wait till
I'll
next
show
when
you.
they go to Arizona. That's all. That's all. All right, bye.
Good call. Thank you. And Vegas Drew, our boy right here.
Hey, boys, it's Vegas Drew. Just coming to you guys, same thing as the rest of us. We're all kind of in that same group. It is going to be a tough slog of season just because, like you said, you start so optimistic. Everybody's a little over optimistic preseason, first game of the year. But it's not like we're playing Kansas City and we had them on the ropes. This is Jacksonville. Jacksonville Jaguars. Sorry, my kid's screaming too. He's so pissed. Like, they didn't do anything that was earth-shattering themselves. They looked other than the fact that they won, they're probably going back to their playbook and being like, how did we win this game by this many points? They didn't even put up 200 yards passing. Like, it was, how do you get outclassed by that? It just doesn't make sense. It's just disheartening, the whole thing. Like you said, you get so many of these seasons in a row. I remember talking to Cody in the free-for-all. You're all right, bud. It's just the Panthers. We're talking to Cody in the free-for-all, and he's like, what do you not want to see? I was like, the first thing is just don't want to see Bryce regress to that play style like he did at the first game last season. And I felt like that's what it is. He looked lost. It's so weird to see. Like, looks like he had something figured out towards the end of the season. You get started this season, you look like, you haven't seen a football before. So it is what it is. Hopefully we do the Carolina thing and we, manage to squeak one out against the Cardinals, because we always seem to beat the Cardinals, and maybe we get ourselves back on the right track. But I'm not
Who's picking it?
optimistic.
Nobody.
Today was probably the first and last day I'm picking Carolina to win a game, kind of like what Tony said, just because you're like, oh, they have a shot. This is probably equal teams, and we just look like absolute garbage. You can't not get points when you're down on the 5-yard line. You got to at least kick that field goal. Bryce doesn't fumble. I mean, there's like a 9, I think, because he turned around and scored a touchdown on that. There's like a 9-10 point swing that we could have had, and this game would have looked way more accurate than what it should be. We shouldn't have been scrambling just to score a touchdown there at the end. But
yeah, it's garbage.
Thanks for the
Garbage
free therapy,
point.
boys. We'll see you in the next one. Keep pounding.
Yes,
Garbage
sir.
points.
Keep pounding.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on the C3 Panthers
For
post
sure.
game. Also known as our Sunday therapy session. It's free, but some people do voluntary copays, and that has been wonderful to help keep us paying the bills. Those are the calls, guys. So let's just go ahead. We can wrap up the show right now, and we do the last two things. Do we still do towel of shame? Do we gotta do player? I know you used to get mad that I still wanted to call it the dab on them pick and things like to this effect.
No, I like dab on him. I just didn't like David Dado's ball sack or whatever.
Yeah, the David Dado.
That's we're done with
David
that.
Dado ball sack award was wonderful. We can wrap up with this. Is kind of you guys can do your final thoughts, but let's go ahead and just do our players, best and worst, whatever you want, and not even best and worst player, but it could be anything you want. Cody, you're the producer. So tell me where we need to go.
We need to get better on the offensive line.
No, but at the segment part. What's that? Let's finish the show up.
Well, so the bumpers never used to get us demonetized, but now all of a sudden somebody claimed the shit. So we'll just go towel of shame and dab on them. So I'll go first. I'll say dab on them is I'll give Tedoroa McMillan, man, T-Mac. Yeah. He did look good. I think he is going to have a promising season ahead of him. And I know it's easy. I know it's simple. Towel of shame.
That's my dab on him. Ted.
Yeah. And then I'm saying for my towel of shame, Bryce Young. I'm sorry, dude. We're in year 3 of you, and you inspire absolutely zero confidence in me. So, towel of shame, son.
All right, your dab on him, CK. Player of the game, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
anything.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Evero. I'm sorry, not Evero. JC Horn.
Incredible play. Thank you for making me.
That was a great one. Yeah,
I had one moment where I cheered. That was the moment that I cheered. Where I said something that wasn't a profanity in a negative way about this team. That play right there. I was like, yes, a little bit. So, all right. And towel of shame for you.
Towel of shame is going to have to go to dude.
I'm not in these comments, bro. Y'all got to stop giving Bryce this grace.
I think it's got to go to Bryce.
Under the bus, but don't
I think the towel of shame is going to go to Bryce for me, because no matter what, there are 3 turnovers that are directly at his hands. Indirectly with regard to the Rico Dowdle, but there was at least 2 guaranteed interception-worthy passes that he made, and then that fumble. So I think that the towel of shame has to go, in my mind, to Bryce Young.
All right, my towel of shame. Actually, I'll just do the dab on him. Is Tet, bro? He belongs. This guy was making plays, hard plays, this and that, in his first game as a rookie. Put him on a team where he had a quarterback or like had anything. This guy would have had 170 yards. Every time the Panthers made any positive movement in the passing game, it felt like it came through him. I feel like he looks like the dude. He is the dude. That's my guy right there. My towel of shame goes to the fucking Carolina Panthers. The entire fucking team. And I will highlight Dave Canales and Bryce Young, who are the leaders and the most important people in this team, as needing to wear that towel more than everybody. Every single person on this team owes us an apology. And they've owed us an apology for years. And that's the thing. It's like, I feel guilty saying that because I know what these guys do. They go out there, they give their bodies, their lives, their effort, all of this. And then that, like, oh, we're just the stupid fans that are watching and invest in all this. I have invested so much of my life into this team. And I'm sorry. Like, it's like, what, like, at what point do I realize that my drug addicted team is going to keep stealing from me? And that my domestic violence husband is going to keep beating me? Please. Like, I was like, oh, he didn't mean it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I'm like,
I mean, I've been on that. Welcome to my side.
I
Welcome
gotta
to my
go
side.
up here and tell the world why it wasn't as bad as it was.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers again let me down. Let us down. I mean, it's like, God, and like, just give us a fucking competitive game. Fuck that. Towel of shame too to the offense. That's the real problem. Bryce Young, you get a lot. Dave Canales, all y'all mugs. Go shame on you. Shame on you. And God bless us for continuing to forgive and give grace.
I ain't forgiving no one for shit. Hey, Roosevelt Manga with a $5 copay says, hope this isn't the longest C3 postgame of the year. Remember, guys, the shows that were only 45 minutes and the show was over.
Yeah, a win. That's the
Yeah.
You know what? You want to get a 45-minute post-game show? We win by 40. And everybody's like, oh, I told you so. Great. We're going on with our night.
Yeah.
All right. That's the C3 Panthers post-game show. We're going to be here on Tuesday
night at 9 p.m.
I should have done the underdog spot. I'm going to have to clip.
Yeah, we forgot all about it.
Nah. You know what?
I could play the video that you recorded, but it's outdated. It's got Eagles and Chiefs, or Eagles and Cowboys reads.
All right. How about this? Is the place to play underdog fantasy football? Daily fantasy football is on underdogfantasy.com. Download the app. You can go and you can bet on people, or not bet. Excuse me. You never bet. You place an entry. You're playing fantasy football. You go over under. My advice for you for the rest of your life is to go under on everything Carolina.
More or less.
Over
right?
on everything for somebody else. You
Higher,
download
lower.
that app. Cody.
Cody's correcting you.
Yeah, higher, lower.
Can't say over under.
I said, did I?
Yep.
Either way. Oh, God. You know what? We're not even counting this towards their reads. Underdog, we thank you. This was free. Go to Underdog C3P. You guys go sign up for that. We ain't going to get no money for this because we didn't do the read because we were so depressed. But on Tuesday night, we're going to be coming back. And we're going to be like, oh, things can turn around. No, we're not. We're going to be asking this. Are the Panthers the worst team in the NFC South? And prove me that we're not. Cody, CK, it was wonderful seeing your beautiful faces and having you guys and these people in the chat helping me out. It sucked watching the Panthers today, but we will be here on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Cody Light, take us out of here.
C3 Legion, we love you. Keep pounding.